everybody. Hey, Justice for Us. Look at you first and whatnot in the comments. Oh, y'all. Let's get into some things. I had one of Henny's fans come over here windmilling for the gods, y'all. She started first thing in the morning, like 8 something in the morning. I don't even know if she dropped her children off, if she got children, y'all. It was so crazy. I had to literally block the lady from the channel. And that's something I rarely ever do because I don't care about who's a fan to who. I'm no respecter of persons. What type of fan base are you if you can't go in the DMs and kick it with your favorite, your bestie in your head, the way that the other fan bases do? Hey, y'all. Now, here it is. I'm not a Barb. Do I respect what Nikki does with her pen? Absolutely. But I see the Barbs, when there's an issue with her, if there's something that they don't like, they're vocal about it. Cardi's fans, if there's something that they don't like, they're vocal about it. Don't look, Cardi tell her fans to go to hell, what, every 3-4 months? Why y'all can't go over there and tell y'all twerk leader to just pay that man? Don't get mad at my reading. My reading didn't make the case pop up in court. I only did a reading because the case popped up in court. And for your understanding, because I got to put words together to help you understand. So understandment, for your understanding, okay? This man was putting this case together before Bigfoot ever came out. He had an employment issue before his ever came out. Don't come over here windmilling, talking crazy to me in the chat because you feel like somebody's trying to make her look bad. Baby, she's making herself look bad. She don't need no help. You can't come over here and bully me because you don't like the reading. It's called find somewhere else to go. Go find you something safe to do. Don't nobody care about her being with a woman. That's her business. But she didn't have the right to infringe on anyone else. And we would have never known about it had she have just treated that man fairly, paid him what she owed him, and not terminated him out of retaliation, because that's how it looks. It looks retaliatory. But let me get down here in my chat with all the people who actually graduated, past kindergarten. How y'all doing? Hey, Gucci. Hey, Megan. Hey, Jasmine C. Hey, Nisi Pool. Jasmine C, she ain't know. Listen. First thing first, to at least try to insult someone, you need a certain level of intelligence yourself. What ticked me off is that she was in the comments talking reckless to other people and then trying to turn everything into a fan base issue. The fan bases don't have anything to do with an employment case. We didn't make this happen. Now, for all of you who have been watching me for a while, I've been telling you that this was coming. I told y'all between the spring and the summer, everything was going to go downhill, and it was going to go downhill from that point forward. I didn't know that she'd be a little early because she's an overachiever, okay? How was I supposed to know that? But I knew that it was going to start in the spring, okay? Now, we're going to discuss why Emilio's lawsuit is a problem. Hey, y'all. Hey, Onyx Queen. Gucci, hey, sweetie. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hey to you. Hey, Kay Holiday. Y'all stop laughing like that. You know, she remedial. We got to talk to her a certain way. It's going to take her a while to thaw out and catch up. Hey, Kaylin. It said that fan base has been showing that they they are missing a lot of screws. See, that those are the epitome of the crayon eaters that I was telling y'all about in the last live. Hey, Nikki's World. Baby, I don't know why everybody wanted to blame Nikki. Nikki's name was nowhere in that damn paperwork. I mean, y'all were so proud of Megan's Law a few weeks ago. How did it turn sour when Megan might be under Megan's Law herself? Oops. That didn't age too well. That looks like some old milk left out in the sun. How you get mad at all of us? Why don't y'all focus on coming together and buying those tickets off of Geek and whatever those sites are? Go buy those damn tickets and help your friend out. She gonna need it for her legal team. Don't come over here windmilling. Go buy some tickets. Go do what fan bases are supposed to do. Does she have merch out? Go check and see. But don't come back over here. Y'all, I mean, literally, like 8 something this morning. Why are you mad in the morning? You just got up. Did you even brush your teeth yet? Yeah, what a day. Yeah, the tables are turned. Absolutely. Yeah, you said, hey, Aquarius love, said you called him Miss Angel. Things are hitting the table. Yeah. Hey, Rhonda. Said it's interesting seeing everyone who came against Nikki is now going through karma. Well, see, it's a little bit bigger than Nikki, and this is what I wanted to explain to all of you, because I'm going to tap in on Emilio on this live, and if I feel like it, I'm going to come back and double tap on cousin Emilio with a private reading, since one of her 6 fans wanted to come over here and choose violence, because ain't no bullying me. Ain't nothing sweet this way. Team Hot Sauce ain't gonna come over here and bully me. Now, this is why y'all need to go over there. All 6 of y'all go over there in her DMs and tell her to settle and settle fast with the NDA. Because if she doesn't, and this goes before the court, and they decide to explore everything that he said so that they can get to the bottom of what he means by being put in a hostile work environment, and he decides to describe the culture of the company in which he worked for, whether that be Cop Nation or Hot Sauce Incorporated. All of those things become public record. And when they become public record, anyone can go and obtain those public records, and they can be used as character analysis and evidence, even in any other court case that you have, and it sets a precedence for employment and employment law for your company. And California is a very employer friendly state, and they usually go with the employee who makes the claims. Okay? Now, we see, thanks to Cassie and Little Rod, what the power of a civil suit can do. No, you cannot go to jail for a civil suit, but what a civil suit can do is expose criminal activity and cause outside entities to investigate. Okay, he said that once you all arrive back home, you begin to become very negative in the way that you talk to him. You're very derogatory. You shamed him on his body and his eating habits. You changed the ramifications of his pay, which means that he possibly faced a pay disparity due to retaliatory behavior of his employer. And then he was dismissed without proper cause. This is what he's stating. Now, when they get to investigating, they're going to want to know what was the original agreement? What was he originally paid? How long was he paid that? How was he paid when he received his payments? Were taxes taken out when he received his payments? If not, now the IRS is involved. All these separate entities are involved. You got the EEOC, you got OSHA, because these now are considered hostile work environment conditions. So for the two of you from Hot Sauce and Company who have the good sense to not go windmilling and acting crazy and disrespecting people in the comments, y'all get together and use the 1.5 brain cells that you have left and get in the DM and go tell your friend, your boss, your sister in your head that this is a very serious matter and she needs to settle and settle fast with an NDA. Because once all of these matters are open, there's no turning back for every public entity and law enforcement to possibly investigate her the same way that they are investigating the diddler. Because this is an international matter, this can also affect her in travel. What if Spain decides they want to investigate this and they want to know what area this happened in so that their law enforcement can get involved? Now you have certain places that you won't be able to travel to because those places have extradition treaties with one another. And when you touch down in Europe, you can be picked up for questioning. So instead of just worrying about her looking bad, why don't y'all go over there in her DM and talk to her about acting better? Because it's no way we are all accountable for her behavior and her inability to make proper decisions. Also, another thing that he said that could be used against her, that co-signs something that she said out of her own mouth, is that the next day she had to ask if he was even in the vehicle because she didn't remember who was in the damn car. So did she even remember the encounter? Was somebody reminding her about her getting loose and licking caboose in the car? And they're like, oh, yeah, you did. You're like, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah, we seen you. All of us was in the car. Well, who was in the car? Is that how that conversation came about? Because that sounds like something that you said when you went number one, when you said, let me put the straw in the Henny if I go number one. And then you went live. And out of your own mouth, you said, I used to get so drunk that I would black out. So did you black out in Ibiza? And if that's the case, now Tory's defense gets to ask, did you black out the night that he went to jail? Do you actually remember what happened? How long is your history of this habit? Do you have substance abuse issues and do they affect your memory? This is why y'all need to go over there and tell her to settle fast and get an NDA. But in the meantime, leave me and my chat alone and go find you something safe to do. I don't know how a college graduate could have such an illiterate fan base. But when you get a chance, step your cookies up and read The Three Blind Mice, because that might be out of the ramifications of your comprehension, but just with a little bit of help from Hooked on Phonics, it might be able to work for you. Because Lord knows not a one of you read those court documents. Because if you had read what was filed, you would understand why this ended up on MSNBC. And see that lawyer she has, Mr. Shapiro, he works for Cop Nation. His job is to protect the umbrella company that he works for, not you. He's going to make sure that he compiles all the evidence he needs, takes it back to the person who actually pays him, and let them know what they have to look forward to with liability and if they need to turn you loose. And from what I saw, she might be windmilling down there at unemployment. She keep on playing. But now that I got that out of my system, hey y'all, hey. Tell them don't come over here playing with me. Let me see what y'all saying down here. Yes, the three mice. Don't forget, Kiki, the three blind mice. You leave out that keyword, they get lost, and then they won't know what book we talking about. You know, that reading is fundamental. So we don't need them to get lost while figuring out where they can find that book. Thank you, said get it off your chest, period. Yes, they better go find something safe to do. Something safer than sitting up here cheerleading somebody who put someone in a very uncomfortable circumstance. And as women, we need to do better. We cannot sit here and have a double standard where it's okay to put a man in a situation where he is possibly SA'd and think that he's supposed to enjoy it because he get his free damn looks at some adult entertainment. That man is not even into women. So look at how much more uncomfortable that is. And this is his employer. He got to think about what if he can't go work anywhere else. So like I told you in that reading, he's going to knock the Sonic coins out of her bank account. Is that enough to help her clean up her act? Who knows? But you can't keep going around treating people any kind of way and thinking that folks got to just take it. That's not how life works. Karma coming fast this year. Let's see. I wanted to catch up to what some of you are saying. This is Kaylin Sade. I think you're spot on about that. Glorilla's DUI was almost a divine intervention. Yeah. And see, here's the funny thing. They were so quick to want to get rid of Glow. We was just talking about this in the last live, my pop-up live I did the other day. They were trying to hurry up and get Glow off the tour because she got into trouble. Now look how fast this turned around. If I was a representative for Glow, I would take her off the tour because guess what? We don't approve of making people feel uncomfortable and bullying people at work. See, when Glow made her bad decision, it was literally her bad decision by herself. Now, yes, it affects the other drivers on the road if she hurt somebody. That is very true. But there was nobody else in the vehicle that was a part of what she did. It was on her and her only. How many times over the 5 years this man worked for you has he been placed in similar positions? Because here's the thing, he's not suing her for being put in that position. This is a man who's saying, hey, I work for you. I did not receive my money. Can you please pay me my money? I've been trying to reach out to you. You've been ignoring me. You had cut a deal dance over there at your management. Tell me I was terminated and all of y'all hung up on me and I still haven't gotten my money. Says, yes, it treat her like Lizzo. Funny you should say that, sweetheart. It's Trisha. From what the streets is telling me, word on the curb is he's lawyered up, and his lawyer is the same lawyer that is representing the dancers who are currently suing Lizzo. If that is true, she's definitely in trouble because Lizzo tried to have that case thrown out and the judge accepted it and she has to go to court now. So, yeah, get this man what you owe him and have him sign an NDA and then behave better. That's it. And all 6 of y'all, leave us alone. Let's see. Says, yes, says she won't get out of this easily. Well, the only way she can get out of this easily or easier is to pay this man, give him his back wages, reach a settlement, and have him sign an NDA. That's the only way to make this go away, because if it goes past this stage and things get pulled out in discovery, you think you look bad now, not remembering you had a whole adult moment in the car with several people. How bad are you going to look when he pulls his camera and his hard drive out and he starts showing all the footage of everything that he's recorded over the years that he's worked with you? This is going to sound more and more like the diddler every week. Let's not forget this man started working with you in 2018, made it permanent 2019, quit his job to work solely for you in 2019, which means he was present during the Tory Lanez situation. Y'all didn't think this through. Y'all didn't think this through at all. This man was present during the 1501 situation. He got too much on you for you to play with him like this. Says, what if you got footage of her admitting she lied on Tory? Baby, if he does, oh my gosh. I mean, do you, Jasmine C, if he does, oh my God. Said, we all know it's a sad house of cards. Even if she doesn't shut down the lawsuit, she can settle, but it sounds like only Rock Nation stumped up the cash, not her. They may, abandon her now. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, they have to save the integrity of the corporation. And we know her manager says, I'm about the dollar. What the is 50 cents? He don't care about nothing but the bottom line. And the bottom line is you're costing them. The only reason why they sent their lawyer is because they're named in this. Had he have only named your company, You would have had to go and find a lawyer that's on the back of a bag of potato chips. One of them lawyers that's a step away from being a public defender. You only got the lawyer you got because the company was named. Not your company, the management company. And they're going to protect the bigger interest, which is the management company. You're insignificant. That's the bigger picture. It does not hurt the company to gather all the information they need to gather to throw you under the bus, because the bigger picture is the company as a whole remaining intact. They low-key have your replacement on the roster already. They already signed Ken the Man. They can move you right out the way and bump Ken up. Oh well. She's not problematic. Nobody out here saying that, they out here in the middle of the street windmilling her and people going to jail. Okay, let's see. Where is this? Y'all talking about somebody's building a case. I agree with that, a large shoe. And Henny said apparently Rock Nation must have been aware of this was coming and wanted to, yeah, shovel her on tour ASAP. Yeah, they wanted to shove her on tour ASAP. It's a disaster. I think what they thought they were going to do was push her on tour so that they can get their money before everything hit the fan. And the fan has been hit. Now here it is. The tickets aren't selling. The tour hasn't even got off the ground yet. And the two biggest names on the tour have questionable things going on with the law right now. And see, when MSNBC, the same news affiliates who were reporting on the Tory Lanez case and were accused of giving slanted views of what was going on, when they pick the case up, you can pretty much say that they're about to ball you up and throw you away. I want you guys to pay attention to the way that Alex Spiro is wording things. He was very sure to let it be known that this is not a case about SA, that this is an employment law case. The reason why he is making sure that that is being said and it is clearly understood is because there are a lot of things that are being investigated right now attached to the FOs. They do not want the smoke of Homeland Security swinging on over there and taking a peek at their case too, because it wouldn't hurt. Because if that is even something in question, then the company that manages her has to be questioned to find out if they knew that this is something that she was into and if they were in party to the behavior. Y'all, goodness gracious. Hey, Avid Chatter. Hey, Cashmere. Yeah, so they gonna throw her under the bus. Can we say morality clause, people? Morality clause is a safety measure that all contracts have when you sign major contracts that say that you can be released or terminated from any engagement that you are a part of if you morally defame the brand that you signed to. So if they don't feel that, what you are doing lines up with the image of their company, due to the morality clause that you signed, they can release you. So they need to get a handle on this as soon as possible, because how many different companies does she have contracts with right now that will release her? You're a representative for Planet Fitness, and you're shaming people about their fitness. You're a representative for Planned Parenthood, and you're being carnally reckless while forcing people to bear witness to behavior that should not be seen at work unless you work in adult entertainment. He didn't sign up to work for an adult entertainment company, so he should not have been subjected to seeing something like that. Now, the reason why they put that on the docket is because there's some kind of way that he has proof that that happened. Because the case is literally about him not receiving, proper wages, his money being changed after they got back, and then him being dismissed once he witnessed you in a compromising position. Now, mind you, he had all this time to tell what he saw, and he hasn't. He said a word about what he saw until this case just hit the docket. Nikki said they're willing to go broke trying to come for her. Yeah, Gucci said, Jesus fix it. Jesus gonna let whoever else in the universe that's not on lunch break fix it. Said, I peeped that when they signed Ken the Man a while ago. Yeah. I said, ooh, right. I agree. I think that man has his ducks in a row, and I think he has receipts. Absolutely. And he may possibly have 5 years of receipts because that's how long he worked with her. Said, I don't think he is the only one fixing to come for her and them, and they got a lot of disgruntled employees that has a problem with them. Well, here's the thing. Because the suit starts off with her. She has an issue with how she terminates employment prior to him. Okay, he's saying that he quit his job and went to work for her full time. And when she changed his pay, he was getting like what, $4,000 a month, and then she wanted to pay him per duty instead of actually paying him what she owed him, which means he may not have even been able to clear his bills when it was all said and done, and then he still didn't get all his money. Now, if you take that back to Kelsey was terminated last second, get out the house, take your 3 bags that you brought with you, and you can go over there until we find somewhere to stick you. If you look at EJ had an issue with how he was ejected from the company. So that means that you have a history of this behavior, which feeds off into the culture of how you conduct business. This is not a hard case for a good employment law lawyer to win, but it opens Pandora's box for other things to be investigated or used in a court of law, in other lawsuits, or possible pending criminal cases, i.e. Tory Lanez, meaning his lawyers don't have to put in the paperwork for certain things if they're already on the record in this case. As long as whatever it is pertaining to your character and his case. So it's just not a good idea for this to go full throttle to court. It should be settled and they should be done with it. But if your management company decides to use this as an out, they can let you go to court, let you be dragged to hell with evidence, and then release you. And now you're on your own. So this is definitely a chess, not checker situation. So what you saying, Yeah, there we go. And I just said it. Playing chess and checkers when it's given Uno. Yes, yes, that's an old comment. Yes, you know I keep the Uno cards over here too. To anyone feeling sad or that they failed at something, just be glad that you're not sweating like Rock Nation and hit me right now. I feel ill with anxiety imagining it. Listen, listen, there is a push over there like nobody's business to get this under control because I'm telling you, the fact that he named both companies, this is a terrible time to be on the docket because a lot of things are going from civil court to criminal investigation very fast. Let me catch up with you guys because I'm going to pull some cards pretty shortly. The lawyer worded it like her owing him money wasn't as bad as the harassment claim. See what I'm saying? That's why I said pay attention to the way that it was worded. He's trying to make sure that we stay focused on the employment issue because that's what they're in court for. Because once people get to speculating about anything that sounds like SA, we could possibly end up under scrutiny by, a higher bracket of law enforcement. And it doesn't mean that it won't happen, but they have a better chance of it not happening if this doesn't go to court. Hey, Princess Pool. Said she was doing the most in that back seat. Listen, give a whole new meaning of face down, you know what, up. Yeah, said more people are going to come out and expose her. Well, now people are going to feel safe exposing her, and that's another thing why she needs to settle this fast, because once somebody sees any level of success with this, it's going to bring people out of the woodwork. Perfect example. Earlier today, shout out to Millie. Hey, Millie girl. I watched a live that she did. I believe it was like maybe 43 to 45 minutes. And in that live, it was like, breaking news. She was covering the case and she had a legal professional break down everything that I'm saying to you right now. And I was shocked, and I shouldn't have been, but I was shocked that people are going over to Megan's friends' Twitter pages, like X pages, because I guess that's what we call it now. They're going over their pages, finding old tweets. And Jaylee, you made a very disparaging remark about R. Kelly and your little sister. That is sinister. If that ends up in court and you're telling the whole world that this is like the last of your best friends, because we know you've had at least 10 of them in the last 4 years. But if this is your current friend and this is her mindset and she's willing to say that she's, in the mind to not find it problematic if someone does something inappropriate to her sister, does that spill over into the culture of your friendship and the culture of the business and the company? Because that's a good question to ask. That means if she's okay with someone possibly essaying her sister, why wouldn't she be okay with someone being inappropriate around anyone, because your family is supposed to be protected at all costs. So if you don't mind if something happens to your own sister, you definitely wouldn't stand up to protect anyone else. And that's disgusting. But this is who y'all out here windmilling for. Y'all. I told y'all, best, worst year ever. Now we're seeing the worst part of it. Let's see. It says, cringy Angel, the more you point these things out, the worse it sounds. Her endorsements, I think she forced him to film it. So if he has the evidence, she's toast. Great point, large shoe of Henny, because he said that she made me watch, and it is assumed that he also was told to film inappropriate moments. How many inappropriate moments did you have him to collect in footage? He's been with you for 5 years. It didn't cross your mind. This is a very great reason to pay. Make him hand over whatever footage he has and sign the NDA so that he can't go back and release the footage later or say anything later. He can take his money and go. Why did that not cross your mind as something that should have happened? You've been in the industry at least, what, 3-4 years now? 4 solid years. This is where you should be more polished. No one should have to explain what I'm saying right now 4 years in. And yet, here it is, your fan base is windmilling Nikki to the ground. But Nikki is taking family pictures. She's out in public with her husband and her son, taking him to go to, what is it, the aquarium out there in Chicago. No security, with regular people looking normal. While you look like a potential predator. What a difference a day makes. Now, didn't y'all just say Nikki seemed deranged? She seemed out of it. She seemed crazy when she did Bigfoot. Look at how all of this just changed up just that fast. And let's remember, part 2 of Bigfoot has not been released yet. God forbid that just happens to come out 12 midnight sometime soon, and we get the rest of the story that she told you that she was warning you that she had tea about. I would think now is the time to shut down your social media and get whatever type of Olivia Pope you can get to so that you can close this out very fast. Y'all, can y'all see this smoke? My candle literally just went out, and it's not, it didn't burn all the way down. Let's see. Yeah, he could have recorded that mess, especially if she was, we'll say, inebriated and not paying attention. How many moments did she have like that? Yes, a trifling. She violated that man. Yes, say that again. Because let's put the shoe on the other foot. Okay? Let's say he is the employer and he gets loose in the car, and she's pent between him and another lover, or possibly more than one, and they all across the truck throwing it back, and she can't get out, and she gotta look. Would you feel the same about not having sympathy for her, and she should enjoy it because they're having a hot moment in front of her? Or would you say, oh my God, that is terrible that she was forced to watch? We got to stop the double standards, because real talk, that sounds like the type of women who walk up on a man and grab him in the Johnson area and think there's nothing wrong with it, but will call the police if a man walk up on them and grab them by the cookies. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Hey, Isaiah. Says it's going to get worse from here on out. Absolutely it is. And it doesn't have to. When you see that you have these type of problems, this man said he reached out multiple times and you refused to talk to him. You ignored him. So that means he had no choice. You could have settled this out of court, paid this man, had him sign an NDA and hand over all footage he has of you, all pictures he has of you, bought whatever he had, let him go work for somebody else, and been done with this, and we, the public, wouldn't be talking about it right now. This is what happens when you're so arrogant that you don't believe that it could happen to you. Yes, that she's got a history. That was Des who was paying him per assignment. Oh, wow. See how her name keeps popping up? If he gets paid, a lot more people are going to come for her. Well, see, here's the thing. It's not about if he gets paid, because with the lawyer that he has, what I see is he's going to get paid. It's about somebody being able to successfully expose her, because 2024 to 2025, the new clout is going to be exposure. People are going to forget about the law of the street and snitching, and they're going to start trending by telling. And I told y'all, people going to start telling like never told before. So if he successfully exposes you, think about the people who don't take her to court, that won't take her to court, but now they're going to all start doing interviews. They're going to start channels. They're going to start exposing, and that leads to numbers, because people like messy and salacious. And then if she sues them and tries to have their page shut down, they can put a motion against her to make her prove that they're lying. Now look how she got to go to court again and again and again to prove that people are lying. We know she been lying. She admitted on the stand she lied. She had to. So she has a history of not telling the truth, which is possibly going to be used against her in the court of law. Because when she states whatever she needs to state, if it doesn't come back the way that it needs to, they're going to remind her that she didn't tell the truth in other situations. Y'all, this don't look good. Yes, I think settling will make her look guilty. Not necessarily, because here's the thing. A lot of major companies settle to limit liability. She's going to look guiltier if she goes to court and he proves everything he's saying without a shadow of a doubt is fact. She needs to be able to take this situation and contain it. The least we, the public, know, the better. Because the more we know, the harder it's going to be for her to keep any bookings, to keep any deals for um, being a brand ambassador, this clothing line. She doesn't need any other details to come out because this looks terrible. So it's really a no-win situation, but it's a bigger loss if she takes this to court and blows. So Angel, can you look into the RN thing? They are playing chess with Henny. Cupid bow, I sure can. Said I'm starting to realize how boring I am when when I'm drunk from a whole other era. Said amazing now Cassie case opened up Pandora's box. This could be similar. Absolutely, Amethyst Rose. This is exactly why this needs to be slowed down and contained. Cashmere, stop it. Said, come on, Cancer season. For those of y'all that don't know, I said that this all could come to a head, like things getting bad for her by Cancer season. I predicted that. These skeletons are falling out. Honey, they dancing out the closet. Her skeleton starting to twerk. Said, hitting all types of skips and reserves. Oop. She's live now. I'm watching both of you. Oh, interesting. Right now is the wrong time for her to go live and say anything. She should leave this to her legal team and whoever is doing her PR. That's a bad decision. She's the only artist they have right now. That's not true. It's Trisha. Rock Nation is the largest entertainment management company in the U.S. They have athletes, they have singers, they have rappers, they have a full roster. They got a whole bunch of people. She's not the only anything. That's why it's not going to be hard for them to release her if the time comes. Matter of fact, when the time comes. Says, oh, Emilio better be careful that someone doesn't break in his house and steal that footage. Jasmine, by this time, that footage has been secured already by his legal team. I guarantee you that. They did that when they decided to take on his case. So it's curtains. It's already in protective custody. She should have took some notes from Daddy and settled quickly. Yeah, absolutely. Damn, Aquarius. You said Henny is an airhead. Uh, Henny and Cardi feeling the karma now. Oh, that Holy Mother, I forgot. I forgotten about Bigfoot Part 2. Yeah. Said a lot of people were saying that Henny's plan is to come back at Nicki in a track on her album. Um, she got bigger fish to fry. And if I was her, I would definitely leave Nicki alone right now because she's in her winning season. And if she comes with that real smoke and drops that part two, and then that part two does with Breezy the Sleaze just did to Quavo, baby, listen, it'll be nasty work. She really needs to just fall back and chill right now and focus on what's more important. Okay, Justice for us say, yes, I see the smoke. Listen, I want y'all to look at this candle. You see this? It ain't even to the bottom yet. Soon as I said that she need to settle and settle fast, it literally it extinguished itself. So I don't know how many of you know this, but I always have candles lit when I do readings or spiritual work because I also read the flames. So that was a very huge sign to me because y'all look at this. How did this start smoking and turn black on the side? Okay? I want y'all to see this. That's not a good sign. Before Monday, she needs to settle. She doesn't settle, it will be one of the worst decisions she ever made. Just pay the man what you owe him in back pay. Get whatever his lawyer has and whatever he has. Pay him for whatever, pictures he still has. Get all the footage from him and have him sign an NDA and just be done with it. That's it and that's all. So it could even be the fact that she's been made into a sex symbol, that she was in a kind of a narcissistic rage, that he didn't feel lucky to have been there. Interesting. Inflate someone's ego enough and this can happen. Hoo-wee. People got to understand, when you get up, the only way is down. So you got to be careful how you treat people, because you truly do meet everybody on the way down that you stepped on coming up. Aquarius love, not polo tink tink. It's the same thing with EJ had. Wow. What does it say? Had Tiana Taylor to rent her house that was damaged. They all of a sudden at her house and was broken into, and they went directly to her room. So the robber would have been there before. Yeah, absolutely. All tapping in from Australia. Hey. So she hasn't lost anything or anyone around her, but she's going to know what they have had to deal with. Yeah. Oh, okay, so y'all were telling me Millie was live. Okay. I was about to say, Henny better not be live. That'd be stupid. Yes, Nisi, her skeletons are twerking. Okay. So I went straight to the bottom of the comments because I saw that the bot start pulling up. There's a deck over here I want to use so bad, but I know I can't really show most of the pictures, but it's definitely appropriate for the energy. What am I about to use? So, to all of my tarot people, okay, who like to know what cards I use, this is the Exotic Cancer deck, okay? This is a very adult deck, very saucy deck. Who the hell knocked? Y'all, somebody is knocking at my door. Hold on. Don't let it be none of the damn hot saucing company people. Front door. Yes? Yes?
Hey Miss, how are you? My name is Camilo. I'm with Bennett.
I'm fine. I'm actually in the middle of something right now, so I can't talk.
Perfect. I just sat back on it.
Thank you. Y'all. Why was that a security company trying to sell me some cameras? Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. I was about to say that better not be Hot Sauce and Company knocking on my door. All 6 of y'all better leave me alone. Whew. So, as I promised, we're going to tap into Emilio Garcia, better known as Emilio Cucci. Y'all, I get happy every time I hear that. That name is ratchet, and I love it. I think of Charo. It's probably because he has this bubbly energy. Okay, he has this lighthearted, fun energy. So if he ever sees this, he'll probably be tickled that I'm using this deck. Okay. So, like I said, this is a very saucy deck. I don't know how many of these cards I'll be able to show, but we're going to tap into the energy of what happened in Ibiza, and we're also going to tap into what happened with the employment concern. It said, what a coincidence. So at least it was a Scientology at the door, you know. Said that you know they're in trouble. Y'all ain't got to worry about me. I keep my gym shoes at the front door. They better leave me alone. I'm trying to retire from tap dancing on people, as we can say. You know, keep it cute. Show me the energy around what actually happened in Ibiza. Ten of Wands. So, y'all, Ten of Wands. Okay? So, this whole trip put the weight of the world on his shoulders. Why did this trip put the weight of the world on your shoulders? Oh, Lord. Okay, so to be fair, now I'm going to acknowledge these cards that came out and I'm going to put them back. So we got the Wheel of Fortune, we got the King of Swords, and then in reverse, Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So Three of Cups in reverse means partying or celebration gone wrong. Page of Cups means that this person was very unapologetic and even dry even with talking to you afterwards. Okay. So I'm trying to show these as best I can so YouTube don't feel no type of way. Because as y'all can see, these cards are a little saucy. So okay. So being that these two came out in the upright, Wheel of Fortune means that there could possibly be a payout because they could find what he's saying as truthful. In reverse, you've got the Seven of Cups, okay? Seven of Cups actually came out trying, but it was turned like this. That was the first one out, so that's the one I'm going to keep. So I'm asking about the energy around the trip. Ten of Wands. This trip put the weight of the world on his shoulders. Nothing was the same. Everything went bad afterwards. Seven of Cups. This is someone considering their options, but this is also the card of consumption. So being that this is turned this way, this is overconsumption. So once somebody became allegedly too lit, it became toxic. Okay? Four of Wands. So, sure, Lord, how do I show this one? Okay, we're going to get creative. Think if I cover her little ninny, I can show this. So we got Four of Swords. Okay? So that means things came to a rest connected to this issue. Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is, you know, somebody, like I said, somebody became dry with the communication. He may have expected an apology for certain behavior and would have been okay with having the apology, but wow, y'all. Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles is there was a collaboration. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Swords. That collaboration ended up causing a lot of anxiety, almost like a PTSD. And Ten of Pentacles. This right here falls under the Ten of Wands. This was literally the nail in the coffin to his income, from what I'm seeing energetically here. But it's going to be what this case is hinged on that will bring him the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So I want y'all to see this, okay? He could end up very handsomely rewarded because he's not just mentioning Henny. He's mentioning her management company. And if this is not settled out immediately, both parties could be forced to pay. Nine of Swords and the Devil. Oh, wow. Y'all, I don't know how I'm going to show the Devil card because this card just all out of control. Damn. Okay. So, this I got to get creative. Okay. So, okay. So, you see this Devil card and this Nine of Swords. This toxic energy that he had to deal with that is tied to consumption, the Seven of Cups, is why he had to face heavy anxiety. So why did this cause so much anxiety? Due to her consumption. Y'all, Seven of Swords comes out, falls under Four of Swords, which means things were laid to rest in a very sneaky manner. They were not direct with him about why he was being terminated. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. If this goes to court, this could very well be the reason why he receives this payment, due to the way that they handled it, because it will be deemed an illegal termination based on retaliatory behavior. So, cousin Emilio, you know, let me hold 2 or 3 stacks. You about to have it? Either way, settlement or going full throttle, going to court, this looks very good for him financially, which is a terrible look for her. Let's see. They're all guys tonight for some weird reason. Normally, Emilio Cucci was working with her in professional settings. That trip, Henny had like 6 of her BFFs, so I wonder if she was showing out and acting more of an a-hole in front of them. Cupid's bow, that's a very interesting vantage point there. Some people do get out of control and start entertaining or grandstanding in front of their friends. Let's see. This is the. Let me see if I can pull the, because it's kind of hard to see the font there. This is the Exotic Cancer deck. It can be found on Amazon or Etsy. So, yep, Exotic Cancer deck. So, Three of Wands. Hold on. Three of Wands, okay? This is going to be his ships coming in, because really all this took was an apology and you giving this man his proper wages. This was very simple. You're welcome, love. High Priestess. Listen, didn't I just say that there was collusion here? Look at this. Hold on. Three of Pentacles, and right up under it, the High Priestess. People came together in secret to work against him, and y'all didn't even do it right. So y'all get over there somewhere and tell cousin Emilio, I said put me a couple stacks to the side, because he about to have it like that. And Team Hot Sauce can cry all they want to. Tell your captain, your team leader, your twerk captain, to pay people and be more respectful rather, with how she talks to folks. Now, let's look at what the culture of the company was. What is the energy for the culture of the company? And let's see, this is the Flower Skull Shadow Love deck by Midnight Oracle. What do I got right here in my hair? Oh. So, mirror. Reflects your own issues, like attracts like. Okay? So this is someone who, once again, is not taking accountability. Instead of you looking in the mirror and taking proper inventory of yourself, you're looking in the mirror and still blaming other people. Yes, twerk captain. Oh, look at there. Look at there. Toxic. And them shrooms. Is that a clue? Because we know shrooms are supposed to be like a hallucinogenic. Okay? So when you get lifted, allegedly, you become toxic. Destructive relationship, manipulative, gaslighting. Doesn't that sound like somebody who looks in the mirror and blames everybody else? Allegedly? Brief affair. Brace for a sudden ending, short but sweet, can't last. So, isn't that what happened over there in Ibiza? It was a brief affair. Uh-oh, hold on. There we go. Got to fix my earring. It was a brief affair. You had like a 1-2 night stand and couldn't remember what happened in the car. Demanding. Oh, so after you had this 6 minutes of passion that you forgot about, demanding, unrealistic expectations, high maintenance diva. So We're talking about the culture of the company that he had to deal with. And this is the energy around how it felt to possibly work for Hot Sauce LLC. Okay? Remember, this man worked for this company for 5 years. All talk, closed off. Oh, so you like to pop off at the mouth, but then when it come time to have a adult conversation, you're unable to communicate. So you talked all this hot shit, but when this man was trying to just contact you to communicate, you had nothing to say. And that's why this could have been handled a totally different way. Now, all talk, silver tongue, devil, big flirt, no action player. Well, wasn't she supposed to be in a relationship and she was out here being a player? Closed off, not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. This sounds like a toxic work environment, which sounds like, if this goes any further, just like with Tory, the state of California can take this case over and get involved. Because this energy that I'm looking at, this appears to be a very hostile work environment. And that's against state and federal guidelines for employers. This is what I was telling y'all about EEOC and OSHA. Devilish. Trouble follows them everywhere. Tempting, addictive charm. Oh, trouble follows you everywhere? Does this sound familiar, everybody? And that falls under mirror. The person who can look in the mirror and see someone else fault but cannot identify how they're part of the problem or the whole problem. Hoity-toity. Champagne taste, beer budget, arrogant and pretentious. Ooh, girl. So you balling on a budget, allegedly. And this falls under toxic while inebriated. So you keeping up appearances and toxic while inebriated. Ooh, girl. So wait a minute. I want y'all to understand, because this is an employment law case, he can make her turn over all of her assets, showing how much money she has, because they need to make sure she has it to pay a possible judgment. Ooh, have mercy. Are we about to find out you got $1.59 in your account? Or some rich person's equivalent? Jared, let's see. It says you all need Jesus seriously. Life gets 1,000 times better with God. Why open yourself up to evil? Sweetheart, if you thought this was evil, you shouldn't be over here. So let me help you get closer to whoever you need to get closer to and uninvite yourself off this channel. Alrighty. Get back to the regular people. Says she's living off of Cop Nation for now. Roving eyes, keeping possibilities open. Obvious flirt, disrespectful. And this falls under what? Brief affair? Wasn't she supposed to be with Party when she had this brief affair, but she was keeping her options open? Oh, so you mean Party might just be vindicated with the lyrics that he wrote in that song, because we got to get in depth with the nature of your relationships with everybody who was on that trip that weekend. The Joker. It's all just a game to them, insincere, just having fun. This fun falls under demanding. So this shows that you don't take anything serious. You don't believe fat meat is greasy until the residue is on your hands. And it says stormy seas. Look at this, y'all. Stormy seas and vicious circles, which means you never learn from your mistakes. You just keep going round and round and round, allegedly. Up in the air, not able to make solid plans, flighty, ungrounded. This falls under all talk. So he may have never known what his actual assignments were until it was too late. You may have told him things you wanted him to do, but wasn't good at delegating duties or writing out contracts. So this man may have not even had a life because he was on call all the time, because things were always up in the air, just like this case is right now. And here we go. Didn't we just see these two at the bottom of the deck? Stormy seas. Absorb the lesson that comes with facing adversity and find strength. So, y'all, this was a bonus card that was sent with this deck. This is not a part of the deck. But notice stormy seas while on voyage. Okay, that means things got rocky while on vacation. And this falls under closed off. She became closed off after things didn't go the way she wanted them on this vacation. And now she's dealing with this tangled web that she's weaved. So, So y'all, from what I can see, the culture of this company, anybody want to know about this deck? Flower Skull, Shadow Love. I found these on Etsy. They were about to discontinue this deck, so I don't know if it's still there, but that's to anyone who wanted to know what deck that was, because I know you guys like to keep up with my decks. He said he was always working. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing. It's like he didn't have opportunity to have a life of his own. It's like always being on call. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Said, I think most of these folks in the game are broke. If they have rock would liquefy, I would be amazed if he even has half a billion. Yeah, okay, it's a good point, because a lot of people don't understand between net and gross, and they don't understand about liquid assets. So when you go to court, especially for judgments like this, like in employment judgments or large judgments, the other legal team, it's standard. They can request and then subpoena all bank statements, all financial transactions, all books for your company that you should have, because you have to turn all that information over to the IRS so that they can see what you're worth versus what you have. If you don't have enough in liquid assets, They want to know what you own. Okay, that's something else. Somebody just sent me a message. Yeah, they want to know what you own. Do you own your home? Do you have homeowners insurance? Can we take money out of your homeowners insurance? Can we seize your property? Can we, you know, go after your catalog? And it's up to the judge, if the judge allows these things to happen, to make payment. So y'all see now why I'm saying this shouldn't go to court. Settle, sign an NDA, close this out fast. Because it's not just about the employment situation. It's about the things that can stop you from making money through morality clauses with all of the companies that you are working with or possibly penning deals with as we speak. And then think about this angle, everybody. Because this man, is LGBTQ, what happens with her fan base from that community? Because I don't know how many of you know this, but she was accused of possibly pirating lyrics and music from a transgender rapper by the name of Keela Bees. So now you're being accused of being abusive to a gay man who was a long-term employee. How is this going to look to the gay community who may be very well supporting you? Let me see. Said I was trying not to use names. They call them Cop Nation over here, emus. Folks will file for bankruptcy just to avoid the exact process you're describing right now. But 6-1 half a, oh, okay, so 6-1 half a dozen, because filing for bankruptcy. And see, and even with that, that's a whole nother process, because now you got to go and prove to another court why you should be eligible for bankruptcy, and then it levels to bankruptcy. So if you file for bankruptcy and you possibly allocated something incorrectly or omitted it accidentally on purpose, you could end up with the problem that Tasha K had. So, y'all, oh Lord, what y'all talking about? Say even that's being passed around. Said I wonder if Cop Nation didn't take care of this because they had it in their contract. They wouldn't be responsible for her priors. Interesting, Amethyst Rose. Interesting. What if Cop Nation didn't know about this until the paperwork went live and it hit MSNBC? Because here's the thing, was that sent to MSNBC? Did somebody contact MSNBC and send that to them? Or was it just somebody who worked on their staff that watches, the courthouse for whatever? Because that's something that's standard in entertainment. Okay, said I knew about Killer Bees. Henny is definitely a club floor filler for us. Who used not us zesties, but abusing our community is a no-no. Only Azalea Banks can get away with that. Baby. Oh, I can't wait till Azalea Banks commented on this. I forgot about Queen Mother Azalea Banks. Lord Jesus. Who said, yikes. So think about how she was the only female rapper on B's tour that was a celebration of the LGBTQ. Yikes, yikes. Yes, Emus. Now you see what I'm telling y'all. And on top of that, this is a man of Hispanic ethnicity, okay? And you're putting out a tequila line, and you've already been accused of making a very nasty statement towards Mexicans while we are in the height of a situation affecting migrants coming into our country. You see how ugly this can get as the ball keeps rolling with big affiliates like MSNBC? Ain't nothing cute about this. How does her guardianship play a role in this since she doesn't really make decisions? Boom, Princess Pooh. Listen, come through for the win. How about we could finally find out about the guardianship due to this case, because now, let's remember, Cop Nation has paperwork on her trademark. She signed that over to the lawyers over at Cop Nation, right? Plus, T. Ferris is alleged to be her legal guardian. So wouldn't they both have to be present depending on the nature of this case if it goes to trial? Because wouldn't it be interesting if that's how they turn this case to try to save her from an employment? Hurry up and pass my house. Damn. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting if they used that to try to save her in this case? Because maybe she didn't know any better and she is alleged to possibly have certain issues? Or will they hide that until they have no other option? Because then it goes to culpability of the management company, because did you guys know that she had these issues, which makes you responsible again because you represent her and you knew she had these issues, and you nor her other manager made sure that she was operating properly with your assistance. I mean, he might as well been riding around Ibiza with Charlie Sheen. He might have actually seen less. That's what this is looking like. The power of spin can work in both ways. They can spin you out of a situation, or you could be spun into one. It just depends on who builds the stronger narrative when it comes to the news story. So will Henny ever learn or have like a change to be a better person to save her career if she still has one in the future? Brea, baby, I don't know. This is looking extremely dire. Said, I would not be surprised if her lawyers set her up and purposely not settle to drop her if they lose in favor of the company. Well, here's the thing. This is what I was thinking of, Kaylin. What if they go to court with her, pull it Sean Halley, okay? Meaning that they make sure that the company is out of harm's way. And then when they prove that she and she alone is solely responsible for this problem, They let her lose and then use it as a way to possibly drop her. Because at the end of the day, if you've got a lawyer from Cop Nation, his job is to protect Cop Nation over protecting you. They are his bigger contributor. So he's going to go where the money resides. He went to he went to NBC exclusively. Thank you, Nikki's World. Hey, Charles Harvey. Who was cutting the checks? Very important question, Amethyst Rose, because it's alleged some of those checks towards the end when he was told he was dismissed were possibly allegedly cut by Desiree, which also brings the company back into the fold and gives them part of the responsibility to handle this employment concern by California law. So now you see how they get named in this. The question is, will they go out that way to really save her? Interesting question. Hey, DS Raven. I don't know how far back my chat is, but we were talking about Henny in this case. I just tapped in on the energy around Emilio, and it's not looking good for Team Hot Sauce. DS Raven, they better hope that they don't investigate and find a Rico. Why you saying my bad, Emilio? you might be foreshadowing if they don't go ahead and close this out. Say, yep, that's what I'm thinking. Say, he's apparent. It's apparent Miss Perez is not helping. Oh, she helping. She just ain't helping Henny. Don't be laughing at me, Niecy. You talking about her up and past my house. That loud ass motorbike. Nobody need to hear all of that. It took him forever to get to the corner, and then he just wanted to sit there. Said, is Block Nation in this lawsuit too? Yes, DS Raven. They have been named in this lawsuit, and it is alleged that some of the payments came directly from Cut-a-Deal Dez. Yes, large shoe of Henny. It looks as if Desiree is complicit, and that's how the overall Cop Nation angle comes into this, because she was the one who also told him his services were no longer needed. He wasn't even told by his initial employer. Nikki tweeted she was gonna get into the people Des fired for no reason. Brea, I literally just said earlier, she has not dropped Bigfoot Part 2. This would be terrible if she dropped that right now. Baby, I'm not doing a Queen Op update. Unfortunately, Shell was intimidated, and they needed her to speak bad to make things stick. But I wish Shell the best, and I pray for her healing, and that she never has to encounter people like that again. See, they got to make a decision that money is not good, and they need to cut ties. Yeah, she's costing them left and right. It's no longer really looking like it's worth holding on to this relationship. So the attorney obviously saw potential liability from both parties. Absolutely, Amethyst Rose. And see, when it comes down to a civil case, you don't have to do as much proving. You just have to show that there is plausibility. and there is a large amount of plausibility. But the trick to civil cases is that even though it's not a criminal case, if any illegal findings, any criminal activity is found during the civil case, those things can be revisited and another case can be opened to investigate the evidence found in the civil case. So civil cases are no laughing matter. They're no joke. So I can see the headlines now. Cop Nation cuts ties with Henny. Who, not Henny the drunk. Lord have mercy, Cashmere. When is Desiree going down? Uh, as I call her, cut a deal Des. I see her doing just that. She's good at pivoting in and pivoting out. Says, I gotta admit, this is a damn entertaining year. This has been the longest year ever, and it's only been 4 months. Didn't I tell y'all keep your popcorn? I told you. Says Cashmere OMG, imagine being a cartel snitch and then being a subject of a 7-year RICO, an eye for an eye. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting enough that you said that, a large shoe of Henny. I'm about to tie that into something else because we're going to switch news stories because something huge just happened today and I know y'all saw it. My employment case led to a large whistleblower fraud, etc. See what I'm talking about, Amethyst Rose? I got a feeling that one of those people she told on is going to catch up to her and she's going to get kicked out the witness protection program. Ooh-wee. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if she ended up not working for Cop Nation and lost whatever the protection is she get from Cop Nation, and that possibly causes her to cut a deal? Who knows? Now, y'all, remember when I told y'all the feds and Homeland Security were coming for the diddler. Now, I don't know about any other seer if they saw that it was going to be that, but I specifically told you all that that was coming. Well, today it was just announced that the guy that was at the airport with Diddy in Florida, who was taken into custody, has now been indicted with a felony by the feds. So just imagine the information this man has and what he may be willing to do to cooperate to stay free. Also, yesterday, it was made public through an interview with a lady who claims to be the diddler's old madam, who caught a case unrelated to this case, and she served time for, whatever she was caught up in, and they had to reduce it because allegedly whoever the authorities were had a search warrant. They kicked down the door to the wrong address, so they had to throw out that part of her case, and then her time got reduced. She just admitted that she ran a escort service from Sweden where prostitutu is legal, and that she sent girls from Sweden to the US to possibly hang out at the FOs. Now, if it is seen that any of these women did anything more than just hang out, because all this footage has been taken from his homes. That turns this case into an international traffic ring. Didn't I just tell y'all in the last 2 weeks this case was going international? Now, Belize is going tooth and nail against Shine because he has been receiving benefits, or pretty much the diddler is a benefactor to his campaign budget. And they created a law in Belize that if you have received a felony in any country, you cannot be a part of parliament, because they were trying to keep Shine out of office because him and Puff like this, and they don't want Puff to buy out their government. Now, on the day that the diddler was caught at the airport when he left the children, Camel Face plane was also charted in motion. What that tells me is if they paid attention to the airspace and they knew that he was in flight that very same day, he may possibly be under investigation and was already under investigation when they found the diddler at the airport. So now when you go back to Henny with a Straw and she's going abroad doing such things in cars, it once again makes you think, was she sent over there for that reason, or was this just a drunken moment that she usually has on Saturday? All of these things eventually will have to be answered. That's why I'm telling y'all this needs to be settled out, because these people are too close together. Now, for people from my community who always think that, white people don't come out and talk about other white people like this, that's not true. You need to change the algorithm in which you get your information, because the white media and white TikTok has been going crazy for the last few years. I'm starting to see that a lot of people from my community did not pay attention to the Epstein versus Weinstein cases, because if they did, they would understand what's happening right now. Remember, y'all, Rose McGowan was very loud about everything that was happening, and Hollywood treated Rose McGowan like she was the Jaguar Wright of Hollywood until people ended up in court. Can you just hint a little at your code language here? I'm lost. I'm lost too, and I don't know what that is, so I'm not gonna address it. I need more information. I don't know about the fish store. That sounds very odd. I don't know anything about a tackle shop. If you did, you should have told us. So y'all see how all of this is coming full throttle, full circle, and all of these people are literally like 2 to 3 degrees of separation. Hey, Queen Gigi. Oh, thank you so much that you are the truth. Watch the replay. Queen Gigi, don't pay me no attention at the beginning. I had to do some housekeeping because one of Henny's 6 fans came over here and acted a fool for about 6 hours straight until I finally had to block her. So I had to speak to the other 5 fans that she might have that could possibly buy a ticket to her show to let them know that we will not be bullied over here, and don't come over here blaming us or yelling at us blaming Nikki. Nikki was not in that document. She had nothing to do with that paperwork. Tell y'all twerk leader to act better. That's it. Because they're trying to say that they believe Nikki got him the lawyer, or Nikki is behind him getting a lawyer, or Nikki is behind him suing. He would have nothing to sue for if she would have just answered the phone, had a conversation with the man, and paid him. So how is she being held accountable for any of this? She's breaking records all across the United States, and now she's about to go abroad. Y'all team leader is breaking records the whole other way. By the end of this live, her tickets to the show might be 65 cents if you go ahead and get a full tank of gas. So how in the world can you be blaming somebody that's booked and busy for things that you did when you should have been busy being more productive? Yes, you might be being a little too nice. You had to let her 10 fans know what's up. I figured it's at least 6 of them. They all had a group meeting under the tree house somewhere to figure out who would speak up. Right. So Nikki's not just on tour. Nikki's breaking records on tour. This tour does the same thing in other countries. She's gonna make Guinness World Book of Records. Not just for this country, but for the tour in general. She out here doing Michael Jackson numbers. She moonwalking to the money. She ain't involved in this. So it's also interesting that Henny goes crazy in cars. What is this with her in cars? Very good question. Because she acting like Boxcar Willie. Listen, a full tank of gas. I ain't planning to go to Speedway. Get a full tank of gas and get a choice between a hot dog or a ticket to this damn pointless ass show that might not happen now. So damn Henny just came over with the Avon catalog. For whoever just got here early earlier in the live, I had a salesman come knock on the door. So that is hilarious. And he just came by with an Avon catalog. Look, I could use some Skin So Soft because those mosquitoes disrespect me every year. They find ways in my house when I don't even go outside. Oh God. Yes, says sold out Minaj. Yes. She's booked and busy. She ain't worried about what's going on over there. Ain't nobody taking Nikki to court right now talking about they didn't get paid. So that was probably Henny you talking to. She has a lot of burners. If it was, I hurt her damn feelings from 8:30 this morning to 2:30 this afternoon when she got blocked from that account with one damn subscriber. Who is the subscriber? You? Oh my God. They're meeting up like roaches in the dark. Well, shoot. They better go on somewhere. We do pest control over here. Not driver, roll up the partition, please. Oh, seems like cop rock activity all over. Well, listen, whatever they doing over there, if they rolling up the partition, I bet you the driver getting paid, so he ain't gonna dare tell us. This is, oh no, honey, not Boxcar Willie. LOL, that made me think about boxcar children. Oh God. Oh, now I got you down over there. Listen, it's time for us to have some fun now. We ain't gonna worry about hot sauce and company. They need to get together and do a GoFundMe to help her pay that man his lost wages. Because they sure ain't buying tickets to the concert. Help some kind of way. Leave me the hell alone. Hey, Kia X. He said, I make hot sauce now. Well, go and help them out because they going to need a donation. So here in the UK, Willie is... Whew. Listen, if y'all ever could have heard my grandma talk, she used to say, code words like that. Willie, Peter, Peter Jeter. Say, Ye is doing... What? No, not adult content. We don't want to know him that way. At least I don't. I don't want to know him that way. Oh no. I really don't want to know him that way. Every time I hear another Henny story, I think about her best worst year ever, Bigfoot. Because this is her best worst year ever. She started off on a high and now she's sliding all the way down that kiddie pool to the lake of fire. All she had to do was just simply treat this man fairly, pay him his fair wage, and if she decided to separate, ways with him, possibly give him, some kind of severance package, get all the footage from him, and let him leave on a respectful note, and that be that. But see, this is what I meant when I did that reading, and I said, people got to treat the help better because the help can sink you. They know you better than anybody else. The people that work for you see you in ways that nobody else sees you. They see you before they tape that wig on your head. They know what you look like in the morning when you still got crust in your eye and you got to go wash your face. You don't play with people like that, treating them bad when they are really in your inner space. Hey, Serenity. Say, yeah, I'm a subscriber. Thank you, love. Yes, another Lizzo scenario in Queen Gigi. Word on the curb is he hired the lawyer that is representing the dancers who are suing Lizzo. So, look at that. Y'all, are you having fun yet in 2024? I told y'all to put your chin straps on your wigs and get your popcorn. Funniest thing ever. The person this morning, after I ate them up in the comment section, they went over to the community board and then went just hammed. You're a liar. Oh my God. It's not an SA case. I never said it was an SA case, you crayon eater. I've been very clear that this is an employment case, but that was something that was in the environment while this man was employed. So because this happened in the environment during the time that he was employed, and is considered to be the moment when everything changed, where his income changed, she became very, very ugly towards him, wasn't speaking to him, and then had him terminated less than 24 hours before the next event without any write-up or disciplinary action. Yes, this is a EEOC and a OSHA concern. Dingleberry. That's why I had to start the whole video with you in the first place. Because it's sad, because there's a lot of people in this fan base that just because they like to see her cheeks go right cheek, right cheek, left cheek, they can't think straight. You can look at cakes and still think. It's possible. No matter how much you love somebody, you don't ever put them on a pedestal to the point to where you feel like they can do no wrong. Because the minute you feel like they can do no wrong, ooh, baby, they get the wronging. They get the wronging like they never could before. And they end up on MSNBC. Oops. Now run along and hurry up and buy a ticket before they cancel this monstrosity of a tour. Because you only got 10 people on the books in the front row anyway right now. Now, how is the cameraman supposed to lie on the footage and make this look like a sold out show when you've only sold 13 tickets? How many do you expect to sell now? Y'all gonna have to start refunding people, which means now you're gonna have to start canceling shows. Because if you can't sell tickets, you can't pay the arena. You can't pay the roadies, the engineers, the people who do your lighting, the background dancers, the security. You can't pay your team if you can't sell tickets. Why y'all blaming, as she said, the pink lady, because that's what she called her, y'all. Why you blaming the pink lady? You need to go take you some Pepto-Bismol, because you should feel very queasy right now with everything that's happening. Because the pink lady is doing fine. She's selling gym shoes. She's selling nails. She's on tour breaking records. Y'all at home breaking glow sticks. Because y'all sure ain't going out nowhere spending no damn money to support her career. Now, to my regular people, I love y'all. But it was absolutely ridiculous how y'all sitting up here blaming everybody but Henny. Henny the only one that's over here face down, ass up, crunching and munching, forcing people to have to watch. Nobody cares about her sleeping with a woman. Just be respectful about how you move around. However you identify is your business, but you don't get to force people into a situation where they have to watch. Yes, a face down, ass up, and it's not even good. Oop! Allegedly. According to Blueface, he said it wasn't really enjoyable, allegedly. Who is this that cut your nails? How about I do you one better? I'm going to hide you from this channel so you don't see them. There you go. Merry Christmas. See what I'm talking about? We keeping it a little too real over here, so somebody got to just say something stupid. Yeah, it said the underestimation of Nikki shows how tone deaf the industry are when a woman hits 40. They thought she was over the hill, I think, and just look at what she's achieved serves them right. Glad that you said that because ageism is a huge thing in entertainment. And I guarantee you they thought, oh, she 40, she washed. Well, it looked like she came in on a tidal wave and washed everybody else that ain't selling. Look at that. Look like people need to still be taking some lessons from her. Said according to Blueface. Listen, Princess Pool, you hear what he said. Hey, y'all see what I pulled in that last reading? That Four of Cups to the Nine of Cups. It was an unfulfilled situation. He could have went without it. Oh wee, that's terrible. But the reason why I brought that up is not because he said it was unenjoyable. It was because he said that the encounter happened the same day that she came out of the hospital. So I felt like Tori's lawyers need to get a statement from him because if she was able to drop down and get her ego on after she told us she got hit in both feet, they need to talk to him about the physical condition she was in when she was bobbing for apples over at his house when she got out. Because if you got hit in both feet, like you told us in the beginning, remember y'all, she said both feet. Whether it was one or two, either way, the pain would have been too severe for you to extend anything from the knee down that took flexion because it's going to pull on everything in the foot, just like this, and it's going to open that wound, which means you're going to bleed, you're going to be in an immense amount of pain, and you should not be able to perform. So just imagine, y'all, how many people who do anything for clout, who don't mind trending, whether it's good, bad, and indifferent. Imagine how many of those people are about to come out with stories. And if she threatened to sue and they have proof that what they're saying is true, it goes downhill for her because she's got to prove that they're lying. And if they can prove that they're not, look at how much worse it gets. Let me see what y'all saying. Let's see. They learning internet chatter means nothing. Real fans love Nikki. Well, real fans spend money. Real fans buy tickets. Real fans buy memorabilia. Real fans support whatever business ventures you go into, and they buy whatever you sell. Beyonce's fans spend money. Nicki's fans spend money. K-pop fans spend money. The Swifties spend money. So now we got to look at what type of fan base does she have when she can be an internet influencer and get high numbers, but book an arena and sell 7 tickets. The math ain't mathing. Where the hell do people go that follow you on Instagram that didn't bring them over to Ticketmaster? That's a bad look. If I had a product and I was thinking about having her represent my brand and offer her an endorsement deal, I would be changing my mind right now due to the low ticket sales and these accusations. Let's see. Oh, not harassy. Put it in Google too. Oh my God. I'm concerned. Not I'm concerned about the smell that was in that car after being drunk, hot, and sweaty. They say her hygiene isn't good. Oh, Brandy Hudson. Lord have mercy. Oh, Brandy Hudson. Baby, Wiz Khalifa did say that it was a bit tart. And according to Moneybag Yo, he referred to her as a must stank. I remember never believed it because she was twerking in the club a week later. Listen, she was twerking in the club, and that's back when her and Asian was cool. And Asian had that, what was it, that Dior sling, and they was looking like, the handy twins. I could not have went to the club, my foot in a soft cast or a boot, and you in a sling, and something jump off, and we both can't get out the way. No, thank you. I don't know why people think Nikki washed because of her age and wouldn't dare say the same thing about Joanne, who is older than her. Listen, Brea, you better tell them. And see, age don't make you wash, because there's a lot of girls that's 25 and under, and they look like they can be my damn Mima, and I'm in my 40s. So, when I went to massage school years ago, because I do have a license, even though I'm not practicing now, because you can't have these practicing. But when I had, full clientele before I got hurt in a car accident, um, y'all, the main thing that they taught us was that age is not pathology. You can be 20 years old and have the pathology of an 80-year-old. You can be 80 years old and have the pathology of a 25-year-old. It's about how you take care of yourself. You said I'm a K-pop fan. We definitely spend money. Listen, when she dropped that album the same week that what was it, BTS dropped, I thought to myself, who the hell was that damn stupid? That was dumb. You don't drop an album the same week as one of the largest K-pop groups in the world. I would have let them have that week, and I would have came the next week. Because I don't care what you sell, you're going to be second or 102nd, but you're not going number one dropping the same week as K-pop. Sounds like a lot of paid numbers. Says it's that time of year where people want to be outside and enjoy a kickback, get their ticks cheaper and still not selling. Right. Right. This is when everybody wants to be out. This is when everybody wants to go to, this is concert season. This is the time of year where you want to, sell some tickets. You definitely don't want to have a problematic situation happen while you're trying to sell tickets. Emus, not the not the skull head. Oh. Said Henny, we stay broke because of our K-pop groups. Ha ha. Listen, K-pop people spend money. They show up. They fly across the world if need be to go to a show. They are very dedicated, loyal fans. So we haven't heard that kind of talk since the Queen Op days. It's sad to hear that type of talk from anybody that's an adult. Wash your physical and your spiritual ass. Yeah, so the part That part, and the younger girls look older than the queen. Shoot, this younger generation is not taking care of themselves. They're not eating properly. They're not drinking enough water. They're not getting proper rest. And then you got to think about all these synthetic substances that people are taking nowadays. They're aging very, very fast, and this stuff is chewing them up because those substances take away from, bone density as well, which causes osteoporosis. So just imagine you in your 20s popping perks every day and doing, lines and whatever else you feel like doing. And then you get to my age and you can't afford to take a fall because you brittle as rice paper. Health really is wealth. And then you hear all these young girls quick to say, oh, well, she 30, she washed. I mean, Lotto love to say that. And it's like, sweetheart, when you get 30, 40, 50, what are you going to look like? Because plastic surgery does not change the fact that aging still happens. You want to age with grace. Tina Turner was in a mini skirt spinning around in circles in 7-inch heels up into, what, 70 something, almost 80 years old? That woman was amazing. Look at Sade. Sade is, what, 60 years old or 65, somewhere around in there, and stunning. And all she ever do is put her hair back in a ponytail and put on some black eyeliner and some red lipstick. She don't even do a full beat. Gorgeous. Would you say that she washed? I would think not. Shaka Khan, beautiful, stunning, in her 60s. They got to get over this ageism thing, thinking that you get to a certain age and it's over for you. Because the truth be told, some of y'all is over for you at 22 because you had a diet of oodles and noodles your whole life. Let's see. I'm serious. They'll be laughing at me talking about they look like me, Ma. Some of these girls do look old like that. You haven't had any children and you in your 20s, you should not be flopping around like that. And I'm not saying all boobs look the same, shape the same, but why is your body lifeless under 25? Why do so many young girls feel like they need to have surgery so young, so early, and they haven't had any children? At least let the children be ruled and rearrange your body however they gonna do it before you decide to go get some work done, y'all. When I was in my 20s, I had 2 snaps worth of titties. I was damn near flat chested. As you can see, I've caught up. Now, just imagine had I gone out and bought me some double D's and still ended up with these. Now, I'm not speaking against plastic surgery. I just feel like take your time, study, find the right doctor, find who's going to be right for you, and get what looks good on you personally, but don't get so caught up in trying to look perfect that you destroy yourself. Sometimes it's the things that you don't find so interesting or beautiful about yourself that actually make you beautiful. We're all meant to be different. We're not meant to look the same, and it's okay. It's fine. You don't have to be extra thin. You don't have to have a dump truck. Halle Berry was considered one of the most beautiful women in the world, and they have no ass, and nobody cared. Just a thought. Let me catch up in the comments, see what y'all talking about. Yes, there we go. Sade is 65 and still beautifully glowing. She's gorgeous. That woman is beautiful. Wow, said Sade used to do heroin allegedly. Um, I don't know if she had that addiction, but just think if she did and she still looks like that, that's amazing. Because that's a very hard habit to break. It's one of the hardest out of all of the things you can do. So, to be fair, I feel people's sense of how their own mortality has gone out the window. People don't perceive a future for themselves and are often very depressed, I think. Sadly, I think you're onto something with that. So Lotto looks old now, and she's gonna age like cottage cheese in the hot sun. Well, damn. And she quick to tell everybody that they washed. Said, boy, I can't wait to see these BBLs and facelifts turn out when they get 50 and older. Shoot, it ain't even got to be facelifts. All these damn fillers. Everybody walking around here with these damn duck lips. They can't even hold their face right because they constantly in the lives with them fake lips on. Like, damn, how do who told y'all to go and get the supersized lips? Like, maybe get just a touch first to see how it fits your face, and then maybe you go back and re-up. Don't go get 6 lips on the first visit. Said the sweetest taboo. Oh wow, I've never knew that. The sweetest taboo is about, we'll say, a substance, because I don't know if I can keep saying that word. Wow, that definitely changed the meaning of that song for me. I used to sing that around the house cleaning. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Said a beautiful soul will always outshine physical beauty. Absolutely. And not only that, once you get to a certain point and you age, because you're not gonna look like that forever. What do you have when you lose your looks? What do you have when all your looks is what you brought to the table and you ran out of looks? Or you go and use your looks for a living and find out that there's way prettier women out here than you, and that's all you got. Now is you didn't invest in personality, you didn't invest in intellect. What do you have? Said me too. I think they have low self-esteem. A lot of them do. A lot of them too. And see, having low self-esteem and then trying to fix what you think is wrong with you becomes a very addictive, toxic cycle, because you get it in your mind that something's always wrong with you. Men don't care that much about you looking like a plastic surgeon pinup girl. They don't. They will roll over and grab your fupa and be just fine. Lift it up and do whatever they need to do. It's it's not that big a deal to men. And when you get to talking to men on a regular, you'll find out a lot of men don't like it. Depending on how you get your work done, a lot of men don't like it. And then the ones who are fixated on it, they're fixated on it because you're a part of a flex. It's like my car, my jewelry, and her. You're a flex. You're a a pawn, a trophy piece. And you know what you do with trophies? You put them up on the shelf and you go on about your life. Said, wow, LOL. My mom loves Sade, hence that's my middle name. Said, I did not know that either, Cashmere. I learned something new. Yeah, that's an interesting tidbit. Not six lips is crazy. Listen, you talk about six lips is crazy. Look at some of these rap girls when they go live with a whole half a tube of lip gloss on, and then they go buy these lips, y'all, and they take the lip liner and still draw above the six lips that they just bought. So how big do you want them to be? Now you out here looking like somebody done punched you in your mouth, and your face is swollen, trying to look sexy. And after a while, it don't look sexy. It just looks cartoonish. So plastic surgeon, pinup girl, stop it, Hati. I'm serious. So Sade didn't use heavy, we'll say heavy substances. The sweetest taboo was about the drummer. I'm going to look it up so I can find out, because I had never heard that before. So you ain't lying, Angel. These men don't care, and a lot of men don't like those BBLs. Someone I used to mess with told me that those fake asses feel like Play-Doh. Cashmere, I've had, just in my line of work, I've had a lot of men tell me that they're definitely not interested in the parts. Like, don't get me wrong, like you could look good in your clothes and whatnot, but when it come time for them to get the feeling all on you and trying to lay on you afterwards and go to sleep, they say that they feel everything starts to feel hard. So it's certain techniques that doctors use where it minimizes the hardness. But see, a lot of these girls don't do proper aftercare. They're supposed to go and get massages for like 6 months to like a year and a half after they get this work done. And it helps to loosen up the fat tissue and to get the circulation going back throughout the body so that the body can release all of the extra fluid that it retains while it's healing from the body work. And a lot of these girls don't want to go get those massages, so they end up feeling like a bag of rocks. Even when you get your boobs done, you're supposed to go and get massage therapy, because the more massage therapy you get, the more that they feel natural. They soften up, and eventually they drop and they look like natural breasts. The ones that look like you cut a cantaloupe in half and one over here and one over there and the skin is stretched, that's because nobody worked on the muscle tissue around the implants to help loosen up the skin and the muscle, because the body stays in traction, and as long as it stays in traction, everything's just like this, and if it heals that way, it's going to stay that way. So most men I know don't care about BBLs. They like a thick homegrown sister. I agree. So it depends on the guys, but some younger men are really mentally screwed up due to early corn exposure. Yes. I like the way you put that. Yes. And see, when you get exposed to that early, and then that becomes, the staple in your mind of what you attach to what causes you to be stimulated, it's hard for you to interact with actual people in the real world, because your mind is still in what stimulates you. Not your husband, call them boulder butts. Some of them do feel like boulders. Y'all, I'll never forget. I used to work for this company, and I promise y'all, every year at tax time, everybody had new jugs, right? So the girls would be so excited when they would get them done, and they would pop up and be like, "Oh, look, I just got them done. See?" And when they say "see," they don't mean look. They'll literally grab your hand, and you be like, "Hey, like, how you gonna just put my hand on your stuff? Like, who said I wanted to feel it?" But it became a common thing, and it was weird, because every time that would happen to me, it would trigger a thought like, damn, are they all heavy, hard? Like, why they all feel like bags of oranges? It's very rare to see a good doctor that makes it look natural and healthy looking. Because to me, the more natural it looks, the better it's going to work as you age. Said, I know I don't want to touch it. Listen, all the time, ask anybody who has ever worked in like strip clubs, casinos, anything like that where it's common that people get it done. Like it is no, it's no big deal. They don't think nothing of it. Like, look, I just got them done. Like, give me my damn hand. Like, who told you that that's how I wanted to see? This is not Braille. But y'all, and whoever said that Lotto aging fast, I watched a performance that she did the other day, and I'm trying to be objective here. I don't know, because maybe she was gaining weight so that she can go and get work done, because you know a lot of these girls are gaining the weight so that they can get the next round on their BBL. But she looked very she looked very puffy and swollen, almost like edema. It wasn't what looked like regular weight gain. Said, I just saw that Ye is about to tap into the corn industry. I heard that earlier, and ill. I don't want to know him that way. Which would explain why he's been parading his wife around town like that. You mean barefoot in Burlington Coat Factory tights? It made me mad every time I see that video, y'all. Everybody talk about what she got on. I'm like, why is she out here in this casino with no shoes on? That floor nasty. So y'all tap in. Anything that you like me to touch on? So he's certainly not been working out in preparation. I think he's back on his meds. I wouldn't care if he was working out or not. I don't want to know him that way. I've never looked at him and said, "Oh, I wonder what it'd be like to, be with him." Like, he's not that type of person. Like, an artist back in the day that probably would have had people intrigued on how they get it in would probably be like LL back in the early 2000s. Like, you would have people might have would have wanted to see him. Like, I never in a million years thought that Ye was somebody I wanted to see in the downstroke. I no. Said that video you're talking about with Lotto is tweet that made her look like that. Cause in other videos she's still small. I'm not speaking about her being big. What I'm telling you is that she looks puffy, and I've seen her more than once, not just that video. She looks puffy, like swollen, like edema. And that's something that can happen after you get body work as well, because until the body completely heals, you have issues with circulation. And when you go up in those high altitudes with problems with your circulation, it causes swelling. So she may have to, get her a massage therapist to help get the water off her body, because she looks very swollen and puffy. Hold on, let's see. Can I tap into how Nikki feels about Henny's lawsuit? Why not? Hell, she getting blamed for it. Yes, it was like alcohol bloats. Yeah. Lotto had a lot of cellulite to be so young. What that tells me is, because cellulite is a natural thing, what that tells me is that she lacks muscle mass. And instead of her possibly getting more work done, it probably would be a better idea for her to get a really good workout regimen and develop her her glutes and her quads, and work on her lower body to tighten it up. Because if it looks like that after having BBLs and she's in her 20s, you have to imagine when you lack muscle mass, how it's going to look once she actually does gain weight, possibly have children, because the body tends to go back to whatever its initial state was before you have a baby. So it's like if you're in decent to good condition, especially being younger, you usually snap back after having a baby. But if you lack muscle mass before you gain weight or before you have a baby, whatever we see right now with the cellulite, it's going to get worse because she lacks the muscle mass. Uh, let's see, Azalea said that the women who slept with Ye were trying to get to camel face. The girl is brutal. Listen, Azalea ain't never gave a damn. I don't care what year it was. 2024 is no exception to Azalea not caring. Let's see, we're both military brats who met in college, and we've been together for 8 years and married for 3. Oh, y'all cute. So Ye always been into corn hub, Lord. Well, maybe he just need to be into it or help direct it. I don't want to see him in front of the camera. But that's me. No thanks. So, wow, people said he couldn't stop watching corn. Even in the studio, he's addicted. Well, that explains why he keeps picking the type of women that he picks, because he's picking women that reflect everything that I just said about earlier. If that's what you attach to, what arouses you in the real world, you can't separate the two. So he's picking women that represent that energy for him in the real world. Now he was at the first Corn Hub Awards. Lord Jesus, where's my cards? Let me focus. Jesus. Ew. No. Stay from in front of the camera. I don't want to see it. So we got Nikki's cards, and we're going to see how Nikki feels about this case that all 7 of Team Hot Sauce keep blaming her for. Alrighty, let's tap in. Show me angels, spirit guides, and ancestors from the highest heavenly order. Show me the energy around Nicki Minaj and how she feels about Henny's current employment lawsuit. What are her current feelings? Show me the energy around how she feels. Y'all, I wish I had a card in here that represented laughter, but I don't. So 9 of Wands, which is the Wounded Warrior, and Wheel of Fortune. Y'all, the Wounded Warrior represents someone who has been, in the line of battle over and over and over again. Wheel of Fortune means this person has went through trials and tribulations over and over and over again, and they could possibly become a very well adjusted person financially because of this. So allegedly, the energy around how she feels is that this is going to give him financial stability. Oh no, this is going to give him financial stability. And 5 of coins hit the floor. 5 of coins is that it's going to possibly put her in the poorhouse. So This is like she thinks that he's going to win, and this is going to take whatever the last that Henny has, and it's going to wipe her out, allegedly. The sun. So the sun represents happier times and also things being illuminated. Ooh. So she knows that things are about to be exposed because Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck represents very sneaky, covert type energy. Death and the Knight of Swords. So it's like once the message came for her, she knew that this was the point of no return. Four of Cups. Unrequited offer falling under the Nine of Wands. She doesn't feel like this looks good for Henny. Five of Wands. She definitely thinks that he's going to have to fight to prove it, but he's going to end up coming out on top. King of Wands represents someone who is, you know, highly visible, they can be impulsive. This represents actions because Wands is, you know, it's an action card, right? So you could end up in the Five of Pentacles because of your actions. Nine of Swords. So she knows that once things come to the light, because this falls under the sun, this is going to have her in high anxiety. So she feel like she over there shaking in her boots. Two of coins. So it's like you're teeter-tottering now. It's like depending on how this goes, she knows that this is going to bring the end if any other messages come out. Page of Wands. So it's like she's waiting to see, like, what are the new action and ideas that are going to be attached to this. You know, are you going to take a leap of faith? Hold on. Are you going to take a leap of faith that's not going to work out in your favor? The Four of Cups. And it's going to turn out to be a hangman. So she's waiting to see how this case turns out, but she very well thinks that this is like the nail in the coffin. This can be a hangman moment for Henny with the straw. She doesn't see too much good coming out of this for her, but it's more so a wait and watch and see what happens type thing. It's like she doesn't want to kick her while she's down, but if Henny tries her, you're going down anyway. So let's see. Okay, it said I have a question about these churches. Now that these mega churches have been looked at, will there be any church raids? Come on now. Justice for Us. Justice for Us. Did you watch the TD Jakes reading that I did before I give you that answer? Okay. Okay. So I figured you did. And energetically, the energy that I picked up around that was this is going to create a precedence because church and state are supposed to be separate. And if he is found to have possibly helped to clean some dirty money, they're going to follow the money. If that money appears to have popped up anywhere in the church, let's say people come to you and they give you large offerings, but those offerings are actually ways of you cleaning the money, you could put the church in a position to where the church can face charges. and it'll be the first of its kind. And it's going to ruffle feathers because there's supposed to be a separation between church and state. So, highly probable. Said I need to watch that one. Yeah, I held back a lot on that one because I wanted to be respectful, but yeah, I definitely did see that energy. And the thing about energy is it won't be present unless it is present. You cannot pretend or fake energy. If it's there, it will show itself. Says, okay, I wonder if they have been doing it for political figures as well. Y'all, the diddler is taking all of these people down. Okay, I want you to think about lobbyists. Okay, look at it as a way for possible payola, but in a legal way, to where you can pay an official to sway and do things the way you want them to that they normally would not do if you did not lobby with them. Okay, you didn't give a contribution. So y'all, I don't know about any other seer, any other medium. I've been telling y'all for weeks, possibly since last year, that this is going to be huge. I don't know about anybody else, but I know that I've told you all that this is going to go international because it's going to be attached to multiple countries, which is going to bring in Interpol, and Interpol is over Homeland Security. So get ready. They have to hurry up and close this out as soon as possible because this is going to expose people in multiple places. Like, you know how they say in the hood where you got to check in when you come in? It's going to expose the check-ins in multiple countries and who the captains are over the check-ins. But even those captains are not going to be these people up here on the higher level. They need to get rid of these people and take out the trash. So a lot of people are about to be thrown under the bus so that they can protect who's up here. Because the system is not going to stop, it's just going to be upgraded. But the face of it is going to start with the diddler. They're going to do far more to ruin his reputation than Epstein and Weinstein. And we're looking at this is going off into election season. So just imagine how this will look to do this massive takedown before election season. Let's get you out of here because we ain't gonna do no hell to no lower entities. Let's block you completely from the channel. So, Angel, can you look and see if the Kardashians are gonna get caught up in the church thing because Chris has a church? Baby, I didn't know that. But that's a way to also make sure that they don't pay a lot of taxes either, because once you go 501c3, you are tax exempt. So she may lose her 501c3 standing, but they have been, Chris has been allegedly mentioned to be attached to this whole diddler thing. So do not be surprised how star-studded this trial could possibly be. Said funny, no celebs promoting elections this year. That's because they all under investigation. I thought Biden was their guy. Did y'all forget Biden and Kamala are both prosecutors? And they had a very high record for locking people up. They had a very high record for closing on people's cases and sending them upstate. Said I'm low-key hoping for him and Oprah to be exposed, to be honest. Well, it's already getting real slim pickings for Oprah because a lot of people don't want to work with her now that folks finding out that, they getting paid $35 a week to do her movies. Figuratively speaking, allegedly. So, oh yeah, I did hear Chris too, exactly. I'm already hip with their slow asses. Yeah, pay attention to who they've been inviting to the White House. Yes, yes, absolutely. And see, here's the thing. They could have been inviting people to the White House under the guise of entertainment and got them there to question them. But to the public, it looks like you came to shake hands and to do an event. But when you got in there, they possibly put you in a side room somewhere to politely talk to you. Because you got to think about the clearance they had to get to even come to the White House. Said, I wonder if Madeira is fond of young male ducklings. Oh, Lord. Glorilla and Yo Gotti. Ooh, money bag. Well, see, right now, Glorilla need to stay under the radar. Don't make any comments that's going to tick off the judge in her case. Because now is the time for her to separate from the tour. Remember, y'all, Cop Nation was saying they wanted to possibly remove Glow from the tour because she got in trouble. If I was Glow, I would say that I can no longer be a part of the tour. So what's his donation to the Claymaker? Oh, the Claymaker's house. I like the way you put that together. The Claymaker's house, a finder's fee. Now you see why I said this is going to upset people because there's supposed to be a separation between church and state. So if they have to start checking them tithes to find out if those tithes are actually being cleaned with Tide and sent back out the side door, it's going to get messy, y'all. And see, he stepped down, but this past Sunday, when I cut my TV on, the first thing I saw was him talking about some let's have church, and they had a live stream. Why is your account still up representing the church if you step down? If you step down, you need to step down in image, likeness, and physicality. I don't need to see anything with you involved with the church. That means that you are still somehow, some way involved with the church and you did not completely step down. That means that could possibly be a sham because you know that they're coming for you allegedly and you don't want them to come for you while you are still standing at that pulpit. So to keep from losing y'all 501c3, you passing it over to your daughter, but you're still quarterbacking. Homeland Security and the feds are not dumb. Not by a long shot. So Angela Simmons has been showing Nikki love, but she doesn't show Glow any. Oh, is somebody feeling like somebody might be a little too friendly with their man? Like, what is that about? Said, me too. I would do my own tour. She did last year. It doesn't help her to do a tour right now with Henny. I would go and get Gloss and all the girls that she came up in Memphis rapping with and do a tour with them. People will want to see them. To Angela thinks she's Beyonce. Okay, okay. Okay, girl. Yeah, he's knee deep in trafficking highways and byways. I feel, and is that why? Is that why he didn't make his daughter give those babies back to their mom? Ooh, justice for us. I think some explosives went off somewhere when you said that. So for the rest of you who don't know what she's talking about, Cora Jakes, whose husband was arrested for allegedly being inappropriate with a minor, which was supposed to be one of their children, who is still locked up right now as we speak, has custody of two children. Now, the older one, she appears to be a Mexican child. The story is that the mom was trying to get citizenship and they were supposed to be helping. Somehow, some way, allegedly, the mom ends up back in Mexico, but the daughter didn't. And they changed the girl's name to her current name, and that was her first child. The second child, the son, was the baby of what's the lady's name? I forgot her name. Was it Michelle? One of y'all tell me down in the comments. So the little boy, thank you. Yes, Michelle, that's her name. So the little boy who was an infant was born to Michelle, who was supposed to be one of her friends that she had known since high school. So this isn't just a parishioner from the congregation that needs help. This was a childhood friend. They went to school together. And she already had, I want to say, three children, if I'm not mistaken. Well, she ended up with uh, postpartum syndrome, okay? Postpartum depression. And she trusted her friend to help her while she was going through postpartum. She said she had never went through this before. And instead of helping her with counseling or to get proper counseling, she brought in another woman to perform some kind of spiritual ceremony. And the woman was trying to encourage her to give Cora her son. So Cora, being the baby's godmother, okay, asked if she could take the baby to travel with her to help her friend while she was going through postpartum. She had her to sign what was supposed to be a release so that the baby could travel with her. And she found out later that it was actually custody that she signed over. And now she can't see her son. And her son has been with Cora for years now. He was an infant when she got him. So he does not know his mother. He does not know his siblings. All he knows is Cora and her family. And Michelle has been fighting for years to get her child back. And her home was recently broken into. And the neighbors told her that there were a fleet of SUVs. Okay, a fleet of SUVs that were parked on both sides of the street when her house was broken into. When she came home, everything was, tossed about. They stole her paperwork, they took her safe, they took her computers, anything that had her documentation, because they had I want to say a court date coming up because she's still fighting to get her child back. So now there's an active investigation into who broke into her home. So that's to catch up everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about here. Yes, she has been fighting for years. She has been. I've seen her actively. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? You'll be graduating nail school soon. Let me see who else. Said Dallas, we knew about them before it went viral. Yeah, because the word has been in the street for a very long time, but that's a very powerful family. So they've been able to kind of keep the story squashed, so to speak, if that's the right terminology. They've been able to contain it, rather. So, yep, and she said that Cora told her she better be more careful with her surveillance. Wow. That's crazy. Yes, Cora is unable to have children. But see, here's the thing, just because you're unable to have children does not give you the right to take that out on someone who can. Legally, properly adopt children. Don't devise ways of stealing children. I knew it was something weird about her when they kept talking about her doll collection. And it's not that it's weird for somebody to have a doll collection, it was the infatuation that she had with the dolls. It sounded to me like some kind of psychosis because she collected these dolls and actually treated them like babies. That's very odd. Would you say, Elizabeth? Say it. Also, yes, I'm great. How are you? Just came from a field trip to the nail supply store. I gotta stay out of there. Everything is so pretty. You know what? It's interesting. Like I thought about going to nail school full time. I don't know. I might. I still might. It never hurts to have an extra skill. And besides, I mean, these are costly, and it'd be kind of fun to really do them, you know, professionally myself. I've played around with it. I did it throughout quarantine, but I want to actually learn the right way to do it. Um, and she now has another girl she's close with. Now she claims that she's helping who is pregnant. See, that sounds predatory to me. That's very weird. And I wouldn't trust her near my pregnant dog, let alone me. Yeah, Sakura is sick. I agree. Whole family on so many levels weird. And see, y'all got to understand there's a lot of officials that go to their church, a lot of people in law, like doctors, lawyers, judges. So when you think about you go to court fighting for your child, and then here it is, the judge is a secret benefactor or a contributor to the church, and they go and play golf with each other. Who do you go to? Who do you run to get help? Said, just took the word out of my mouth, is giving jealousy and hatred. Um, if the problem was that Cora couldn't have children, why didn't she adopt? And even then, the types like her want brand new babies. Well, see, Brea, here's the thing about adopting. When you adopt, you have to go through a lot of different, checkpoints with giving information. And each state has their own rules and regulations for adoption. So you may have to go through mental health evaluations and all types of things so that they can know your temperament before they give you a child. And if she's willing to circumvent all of that, we need to think about what could she possibly be hiding that she wouldn't want the state of Texas to find in an investigation for, adoption, to make sure that her and her family, when I say her and her family, I mean her and her husband, that they can properly adopt and take care of a child. What are you hiding that you didn't want them to find, that you would go through all these hoops and hurdles and alternative means to get children when you can just contact an adoption agency? You can find a young girl who is willing to adopt her baby to you straight from the hospital. Because there's a lot of people that will give their child up for adoption and you come get the baby from the hospital. So there, her family having the power that they have and having the means that they have, what are you really trying to hide if you don't want to go through the process? Says apple don't fall far from the tree, nor her spouse. Well, see, here's the thing. Did the spouse actually do something, or did y'all set him up because he was about to divorce you and leave, and you didn't want to be divorced? Because remember, initially, before what's her name, Michelle Branch, I think that's her full name. Before the Michelle Branch story hit social media, hit YouTube, Cora was supposed to be the daughter that was going to take over the church. When this came out, he couldn't pass the church down to Cora. He had to pass it down to the other daughter. Says you ought to. It's never too late. I can do any design I want. Best part, Elizabeth. I'm really thinking about it because here where I live, like, this is a way of life. Detroit spend money on looking good. So it's not like I wouldn't make the money. And even with that, like, I could do a YouTube channel where I teach other people how to do this, even if I don't want to take clients. So it's still a thought. Said said that's a skill and a side hustle can bring. Yes, absolutely. Said, I thought I was crazy for thinking it's weird that people cling to pregnant people. Well, I think it's weird that you cling to a pregnant person that you already didn't have an attachment to that way. Like, her history is very, very murky, to say the best. So she could not be around me in my pregnancy and my baby at all, because you've got too many things that just don't add up with you. And this is another reason why, you have to be careful when you're pregnant about who's touching you, who's around you, because people can send those vibes to you and your baby. So adopting cost at least 10K or plus. Okay, that's pocket money for her. So she definitely shouldn't have a problem with that. I think it's more so the process going through the paperwork with the background checks and all the other stuff. Like, that's why I'm like, what is she avoiding? Because money is not a problem. They give, that's not even, a fraction of what they get in offering from the church. So it's so much deeper than what I can say in the chat. I imagine, Queen Gigi, I imagine it's a slippery slope. It's definitely a rabbit hole. So she probably would not pass the psychological part. I really wonder, I think that's supposed to be if. I really wonder if she was being vindictive, putting her husband in prison. Interesting. So her husband probably knew too much. I agree, because the story was he wanted to file for divorce, and this was also around the time that the church was supposed to be handed to her, and that would have been a very huge scandal. Said I paid $165 for my last set in Miami, and that was 3 years ago. I do your nails for free. I wish I was closer. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. That's so sweet of you. Said my best friend just brought a club in Detroit. Oh, okay, Jasmine. See, what side of town? They said Cora got mental issues. She's got a bipolar disorder. So we're alleging that because we don't know for a fact if that's true. But if that is true, she cannot adopt a child because you have to pass a mental evaluation. People who give birth to their children and have mental health issues have problems maintaining custody for that same reason if there is an incident and they're not able to take their medication and be properly calibrated. So you definitely will not get a child if you can't pass a mental evaluation. And that's the energy I got when I saw her with those dials. It felt very eerie and creepy to me. Like, what's that movie that Paris Hilton was in, that the House of Wax or House of Dials. It was that type of energy. It was spooky to see her with those dials, because the way that she interacted with them, she treated them like they were actual babies. And they said that she had an obsession with the baby reborn doll. So for those of you who have never seen those dolls or don't know what I'm talking about, they're the life like infant baby dolls where it looks like a real infant. They used to use those, actually, they still do, depending on the television show or the movie. They usually use those for like birthing scenes in movies, and it looks like an actual infant. And they said that she was collecting those types of dolls and all different types of dolls. And Michelle Branch said that she had been collecting those dolls for years before, you know, they even graduated high school. And it's alleged that she had a secret rendezvous when she was a teenager and went down to Henny's favorite place and got a tune up and then never was able to have children again. And if that's true, then that also fed into some kind of psychosis. Yes, that her mental health issues won't let her clear a background check, but also I feel it's her predatory, it's in her predatory to steal a baby. She gets off on it because she feels hers was stolen. I love it over here. Y'all smart. Hey, BB said, I love it here. I agree. We definitely have a thinking clan over here. That's why I like it. Said, then they accused the husband of SA of the children. Yes. Allegedly, I believe it was supposed to be the daughter. The one that I just talked about, the little girl that appears to be Mexican. Cora said it and is an advocate for it, allegedly. Yeah. TD allegedly owns the Shade Room. I've been hearing that for years, and I've never seen any evidence that that was not true. Because the Shade Room would have came out a very long time ago and told us that that was not true. And then the Shade Room also has different sites, like different offshoot type sites. So there's several different types of Shade Rooms. Finding out Henny wasn't letting Emilio eat was crazy. He's getting his money for sure. Yes, Amaya Sanders. That's why she need to just settle this out and settle it out at the lowest rate that she can settle it for. Have him sign an NDA and close this out, because if it goes to court, it's going to look horrible. Said, oh, well, that explains it. She was pissed and probably was vindictive because he caused her to lose getting past the church. Sounds highly plausible. Yeah, House of Wax creeped me out too. And that's the energy that I got from her and the Dows. That says mental issues to me. If I'm not mistaken, he was accused of SA. No, Nikki, you're not mistaken. I'm actually going to tap in on this, and this will be my last tap in for the evening. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like the eyes always tell me a lot, and she's got some weird energy going on with her eyes. Says Angelica owns the Shade Room and Bryce Roberson is the investor. Tori told us. Thank you for that information. But here's the thing, though. Was she always the owner, or is she like a majority owner? Because here's the interesting thing. A lot of companies have shadow owners, or companies can be shadow companies, and they'll put a spokesperson to represent the company and give that person a certain percentage of the company to say they're an owner, but they are only, an owner in namesake overall. Sort of like what they did with Camel Face when he was supposed to be an owner of the Knicks, and he found out he owed less than, 2%. If I don't even think he owned 2%. It was something so low that he wouldn't be considered to come to the board of directors when they were having meetings. So when you hear that, you gotta know the percentage that the person owns, because that's where, that's how you follow the money. Said me too is always the eyes for me. They really are the window to the soul. You pay attention to somebody's eyes, and usually people who have spiritual entities on them, or they have severe mental problems, you can see it here. Don't forget, people be all on types of prescriptions, tripping out. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It could be a front. Who's the majority owner? It says it was founded by Angelica, but I heard he's a silent investor. See, that's what I'm talking about, Justice for Us. Because being that he's a silent investor, how much did he invest? Did he actually give her the seed money to start it, and she reports to him? Said, I love looking in people's eyes when I talk to them. Me as well, because you can see what's going on in their spirit. And dishonest people don't like to hold eye contact. It's like subconsciously, it's like they wonder if you know that they're lying, if you can tell. Yeah, that is an interesting question, Justice for Us. That's why I tell you, I'm going to always give you the business angle of it, not just this, because that's what it comes down to. You got to follow the paper trail, follow the money, follow the digital footprints, because that's the way that law enforcement comes in and investigates and find out who does what. Show me the energy with Cora, Jake's husband. Did he actually do this, or was he being set up? Y'all, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Somebody juggled with this idea and decided to make a decision. A choice had to be made. What is this? Why did the choice have to be made? What actually happened? Come on. What actually happened? Five of Wands. I've always felt this energy, y'all. Five of Wands is very tumultuous. They were not getting along. This is the card of fighting, possibly physically fighting. So was y'all laying of the hands? Listen, didn't I tell y'all this man, the rumor was he wanted a divorce? The Hermit, Ace of Wands. So he could have possibly already left and they didn't announce it. Ace of Wands is passionate energy, forward movement, okay? He may have already had another secret relationship lined up, because Ace of Wands also represents phallic energy. Set up by Mr. Swallowed Up. Ooh. Yeah, her eyes are selling. Yeah. Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups represents intuition, which means he had like something that was riding him. Like he just knew without knowing that something was going to happen. And he tried to get out the way. But notice it's this way. It's trying. So, he tried to take a leap of faith. He was, according to this energy, allegedly, he was trying to leave and he didn't quite get out the door. Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck, so that means this was going to affect money. The Magician, who was the alchemist, what about it? What was he manifesting, or what were they trying to manifest? Seven of Swords. Oh, what a tangle web we weave. So y'all was manifesting through alternative methods, trickery, do we say? What type of sneaky stuff was going on that y'all were manifesting through negative energy? Something was an unrequited offer. So he turned something down. Something was not his cup of tea. He was turning down this Two of Cups. He no longer wanted to be married, y'all, allegedly. Look at who. I got to be careful where I go with this. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Baby, look at this. The devil at the bottom of the cards. This is toxicity. By any means necessary. Wish fulfillment to get to the bag. A choice had to be made. You juggled with a choice that had to be made. By any means necessary. You had to get to the bag. King of Wands, Five of Wands. Y'all, don't be surprised if it comes out somewhere down the line or he finally admits that they physically fought, allegedly, because this is very aggressive, toxic, physical energy. This is the wife or girlfriend from hell that will not let go no matter how hard you try. This is that over my dead body energy, allegedly. Oh, man. So this is a person that has issues with separating, failure to how do I say this? This is somebody who latches on for dear life, regardless of the circumstance, okay? Yes, these bots are botting. You see, when we get to talking about certain people, they get to doing jumping jacks. Said, I always thought this my way or else. Yeah. Will and Jada, bad marriage for life. Yeah, laughing my ass off. This exceeded bad. This is terrible. Because if the energy that I'm seeing, allegedly, is what it is, this is that old crime mob, nuck if you buck. Okay? If I can't have you, nobody will. To jail you go. That's what this feels like. But this feels like this ain't about love. Because notice, this is all the way over here. He's turning this down, right? Because, Two of Cups represents, a soulmate, possible twin flame. But notice, y'all pay attention. This is where intuition kick in. Notice behind them, you got this big moon. Almost a harvest moon, which means there's a well of secrets. And here's the water. So a well of secrets and a lot of emotions, because water is emotions. So her emotions were raging like a raging rapid. And the wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups, is the Ace of Pentacles. What's that song say? I love the dough more than you know. This is somebody who would do anything for money, influence, and the appearance. Because remember, being married in the church means you're stable. It makes you more marketable in the ministry. This was going to affect her wish fulfillment, which was going to bring her large amounts of money. Think about her father, made the book Woman Thou Art Loose. They did the movie. She was going to be next to take that over. And think about the relationship book she was going to write and the parenting book she was going to write. And all of this was going to be marketed to women of Christ. That's a lot of money, especially if those books turn into movies or possible television shows like Daddy Like Daughter. Funny, BB, because I was thinking about Little Dirk and his eyes. They are creepy. I'm telling y'all pay attention to the eyes. So she got it honest. Yeah. Didn't I tell y'all this man was leaving? 6 of Swords, leaving behind a toxic, chaotic situation to go towards calmer waters. He wanted out. Like I said, don't be surprised if there was a third party. He wanted happiness. He wanted out. He wanted his life back. He felt like he had done his part. I gave you the social media family you wanted. This is not working out. You got problems with your hands, allegedly. I'm tired of helping you keep up appearances. Queen of Wands. Y'all. The Hermit, the Ace of Wands over the Queen of Wands. There's another woman involved here, y'all. The question is, who had the other woman? Let's see. I thought I was the only one who thought the eyes were creepy as hell. That's that attachment he got. So that's why I said she was vindictive. She was losing everything and took it out on him. She has the masculine energy, so I'm going to go with her. Come on, Justice, for us. You better pick up what I'm laying down. Okay? So you see another reason why they could not get a divorce? You're my cover. Well, y'all remember that movie Cover? It was like, come here, look like I see something in your eye. Ooh. Ooh, Miss Cora, ma'am. Her and Henny sound like they should be perfect friends. This falls under the Queen of Cups and the Fool in Trine. His intuition told him, he knew, okay? He knew about the third party you was really turning up and celebrating with. So this is where the sneaky manipulative things come in with the Magician over the Seven of Swords. You were manifesting through trickery, and the trickery was the Two of Cups. You had to make people believe in this damn marriage, allegedly. They got to arguing, okay? There was a lot of harsh communication between the two, right? And look at that. Y'all couldn't have ended his reading with better energy. He realized he was tethered, chained, stuck in this toxic relationship. And it was a tower. This marriage ended up being his worst nightmare. He got hired to do a job, and when it came time for him to say, I no longer want to work here, he got sent off to the chain gang, allegedly. Said, honey, Henny would sleep with her husband and get the paws put on her. Henny would probably turn the both of them out and still get the paws put on her. Said it's not all Texans. Thank God. Thank God, Queen Gigi. Lord have mercy. Hey, Castero. Says, okay, I'm on lunch and can type. Her husband had left her and was living in his car and had a new... Come through with the confirmation. Come on now. He also had a girlfriend, but I'm saying to y'all, he's not the one hiding a possible woman. Said he had a new girlfriend, and when she set him up for the essay on the daughter, also Cora assaulted the daughter and her sister. I said she had the five of wands card. Just somebody got a problem with their hands, allegedly. Now y'all starting to understand why she couldn't pass that damn test to legally adopt some damn children? Yeah, said there's something off with her mental that's deeper than bipolar, allegedly. This is like the hand that rocks the cradle type imagination. That's why I said her and those dolls felt creepy to me. It was like the House of Wax. It was very, very off. Like it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. That part, didn't want to say it. Said she will be revealed. It's happening right now as we speak, because guess what? Now that her father is getting the old 1-2 and he's getting looked over, everything that has to do with him and his business and his business dealings is being looked over. And she and her sister are a part of his business dealings because they are employees of the church. Y'all, not once in those cards did a page pop out. Pages represent children. Now, I'm going to do this again with the Panther Oracles. We've got gain and gift. Okay? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Gain and gift. Now, gift is tricky for me, y'all, because gift represents package. And for me, package can mean somebody gave you something that you need to go to the doctor for. And look at that, merit making. Why would somebody be on their knees apologizing? And it brought everything to an end, death. Overloaded? What caused you to be overloaded? Y'all can't make this up. Bottom of the deck, marriage. Friendship, accident. Oh, so it was an accident. You didn't mean to cheat, allegedly? Vows. This falls under gift, which is the package and giving. Somebody in this marriage gave somebody a package or the package, allegedly. Look at his loneliness. Don't that look like somebody in the hospital? Who had to go to the hospital? Y'all know when they put you on 5150, you could be sitting in here like this too, right? Yes, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Oh, come on, let's talk about it. So how did you keep this man under control again? What did he find out? What the hell sent him running? And this falls under gain and merit making. So he found out about some trickery. Remember that 7 of Swords. He found out about some trickery. This is the ultimate trickery, y'all. You say with the IV drips, yeah. If you, and glad you said that, if you don't take your medication and it's court ordered, they will lock you up and give you medication through an IV drip. Oh, didn't I just tell y'all somebody got a problem with their hands? Conflict. Remember you said she got masculine energy? So you was handling this man like a man? And this is why he was overloaded? And this is what the hell you kept apologizing for? You was even going before a holy man for prayer because you don't know how to keep your hands off of people, allegedly? Live and learn. Yeah, he figured he just chalked this up as a bad experience. He didn't want to take this any further than he needed to. Ah, look what came out, loneliness. So, yeah. And here she is. You see this person sitting here and this hand that comes out of nowhere to offer him aid? You predator, allegedly. Said her husband was with a gospel rapper and signed to the father-in-law's label. Career was stalled before the accusations. Yeah, do as I say, or else you won't be doing anything. Which is also a form of look at this. Y'all can't make this up. Look at that. Marriage, blind, trap. He didn't realize what he got himself caught up into. He felt like this marriage was a trap. Stubbornness and adventure. He didn't listen. Somebody warned him. He figured he'd go ahead and take a chance. Said, I wonder how many secret African trips they took to that witch doctor. Baby, they ain't got to go to Africa. You talking about the South. They can go roll up on a good mambo or mamba. They can go pull up in the bayou. Okay, you got a lot of Creoles that come to Texas. You have a lot of Spanish-speaking people. They ain't got to go far. They ain't got to leave at all. And let's put this out there. The first time I ever met bona fide, true witches and warlocks, I met them in a very sanctified church. So when you go to church, you have to be very careful about who you let lay hands and pray over you, because you cannot assume that the wicked are not in church too. I'm not telling anybody not to go to church. I'm just telling you to pray and ask for discernment. And God will let you know if you're in the right church, because all buildings are not God's tabernacle. So schedule, falling under vows, which means this was an arranged marriage and he was bullied allegedly in this marriage, y'all. Like J-Lo got a godmother in Florida. Listen, allegedly. LOL. Witches and warlocks. Hey, it's the truth. Witches and warlocks do not care about if you think church is sanctuary. A lot of very wealthy people have somebody that does work for them. Stubbornness, profession, endorsement. So what this is telling me is he ignored the red flags. He was thinking about how this could help him with his profession, with his music, and that he was offered something that was going to bring him into the fold, which was his career. But now he realized he changed himself to a curse. He found evidence, okay? He found evidence that he, put himself in a really bad bind. Like, I feel like, y'all, he found out that a lot of the things that he wanted to do were not going to come into fruition. It's like, if you promise me every Wednesday that, oh, okay, well, we're finally going to do this and we're finally going to do that, and then when Wednesday comes or Tuesday night comes, the plans change and I never get to do what I want to do, but we always make sure you get what you want. It ended up being a bait and switch that way, allegedly. He was never going to actually get what he wanted. And didn't I just show y'all this bully? He got trapped in this. He was blindsided. He literally got in this for the aid. The same way that people approach those mothers, he was approached with some kind of offer. Hey, we can help you. Allegedly. I wonder what happened to Joanne Church. Well, it's crazy that Joanne got a church. Said I was gonna stay. They in the church too. Ooh-wee. Yeah, said metaphysical shop. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they don't have to go overseas. There is a lot of active working people that dibble and dabble over here, and they're very powerful. Yep. Readiness, death. That's to bring this to a final end. And that's how he thought that he was going to transition. He was trying to, what it looks like to me, was escape this marriage, escape this family, and just figure it out on his own. And it was ruining her plans. And she wasn't going to have it. So energetically, allegedly, that's the energy that I pulled. As y'all see, there was no card, yet again, representing childhood, youth, or sex and sexuality. Did Ye ever have a church? Because he sure did stop all his Sunday services. I don't believe he ever had a church, but he should have never been allowed to even be taken serious to do Sunday services. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. You do not play with the Most High. You either going to be all the way in or all the way out. So if he was willing to do the Sunday services, he should have got all the way out. Because that energy always comes back to you later. Yeah, I forgot about that once the house got burnt too. Said in Houston we have African Santeria and Voodoo and Wiccan shops. Thank you, Cass Tarot. See what I mean about you don't have to leave. Everything they need is already here. That family's house of horrors. So y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Ain't no telling who in Hollywood is gonna act a fool all the way to Bollywood. Because every single night that I go to sleep and wake up, one of these folks got to do something to outdo the last person who was doing the most. 2024 4 months in has become exhausting, y'all. But in a good way, because as the great Cat Williams said, all of these people that have perverted and weird energy are all getting casted out. Now, it's still going to be a few of them left behind, but the notable ones, they're getting knocked off their pedestal this year. So, y'all, I'm going to end this here because I don't want to have it too long. And also, as far as the panel is concerned, I'm going to think of some dates because if you weren't in my last live, I told everybody I want to do a panel just for the barbs, and then I want to do a panel just for the umbrellas as a way to say thank you, and we can kick it, and it'll be only, subjects that are, important to your groups, nothing else. And when I figure the dates out, I'm going to put it on my community page and possibly do it as a poll. And I think I could take anywhere from 6 to 12 people if I do StreamYard, where we can do the panel and have everybody up on the screen. So I can't wait because y'all are so sweet, Not a one of y'all act like Team Hot Sauce. So I'm happy to have you here, and I appreciate every last one of you. And y'all, I'm going to go ahead and finish my cold cup of tea. It's time for me to refresh my tea, my rose water tea, and go ahead and wind down for the evening. Before I go, though, do you guys want me to do a not personal, but a uploaded reading outside of this live on Emilio Cucci Garcia, the photographer? If so, let me know down here in the comments if you all would like me to still do an upload the way that I did for Henny. Says, I'm going to rewatch the video right now. Have a great night. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Gratitude to you as well. I see some yeses. Absolutely yes. Okay. So if I don't get it done tonight, I'm going to go ahead and tap in when I wake up in the morning. That way it can upload, on the same day. And I'm going to go ahead and, look up some pictures so I can find a good thumbnail for him. And y'all going to get that reading tomorrow. At this point, I am dedicated to pissing off her last 6 fans. They should have never came over here windmilling, disrespecting folks. Said, also, JT and her sister, I remember she used to, hold on. She used to always have her nieces. Said, now, I want to be, now I want the reading. Okay, you got it. So Cass Tarot. Also in Texas, we have weekend pop-up shops for metaphysical vendors. We do here in Michigan as well, especially when it comes to the gem and crystal dealers that do those huge, I want to say almost like festival type events. They have it here where you can buy tickets to come to the events for the gems, and when you get there, there's all different types of metaphysical stands, and they do it at convention centers, so it's rather large. Oh, you're welcome, Kaylin. Justice for us, the irony of security surveillance showing up at your door as you were about to read. Listen, ain't that crazy? And then it's like I go to the door. Now, you done knocked on my door, but you're standing in the walkway. Why the hell you not still on the porch? You making me think I need to put my gym shoes on to come outside. Like, the hell you want? Yeah, says she posted her niece today for her birthday saying, I know you gonna see this post. Like, huh? She's so young, though. They said it's off the chain during the pagan holidays. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, Cass Tarot. A lot of people don't understand that the majority of these holidays that they celebrate are pagan anyway. If you look at the inception of these holidays and where they actually come from and break down the verbiage behind it, you'll find out that the majority of this stuff is pagan. So Glow said she's unbullyable. You gonna have to beat her up for her to fold. Listen, BB, that sound like a Leo. Me and Glow birthday the same week, so that sounds like a Leo. A Leo, even the meekest of Leos, all believe in don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff, and then let the necessary occur. Oh, it's gonna be the worst ever. Cause who told you to even come over here if did nobody send for you? Angel, you speaking nothing but the truth. Yeah. Listen, come on now. And I didn't even get this because I'm a Leo, but I am. I got this because this represents the Lion of Judah for me. And I don't know if any of you ever paid attention. The side of my wrist says Deuteronomy 28:13, which is the chapter I am the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. And this is the promise that God made if we kept the laws. So she said she don't see it happening. Listen, that girl drink Taylor Ports. You don't want to fight nobody that drink Taylor Ports on purpose, okay? Taylor Ports is like this generation's Peach Cisco. Most people my age got a Peach Cisco story, and they will all tell you, oh my God, I'll never drink that again. So when you find somebody that finds something like that, like them buzz balls, and they drink it on purpose on the regular, that's a person who don't feel no pain. You don't want to fight somebody who don't feel no pain and they drink cheap. That's a hard fight with a person who drink is cheap. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because cheap alcohol make you act the worst. Said I got my first tattoo on Peach Cisco. Oh, see, Elizabeth, you might not have even remembered you had that tattoo until you woke up and was trying to find out, like something hurt and my skin itch. Peach Cisco make you feel like Superman until you meet that kryptonite, which is the hangover the next morning. Let me go ahead and let y'all go. Mwah! I love y'all. Good night. Everybody be blessed. Every last one of y'all. Stay prosperous, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay away from Team Hot Sauce. All 6 of them. They don't mean us no good. Good night, y'all. Ooh, have mercy. Lord, I will see y'all soon.